Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to
I Will Say This, Though.
And today, my heart is jumping in my chest because we get to talk about something that means so much to me and almost no one else. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people, but like it's not like something that's like everyone knows about it on the internet. We're talking about the Wayside School series of children's novels by Louis Sachar.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes.
So I had never read these before. Jimmy
Yes.
suggested them to me just for the sake of this video. I read them very recently, found them very charming. So if you're a fan of the Wayside School books who is delighted to find this video, don't worry. This is not where a couple of smartasses shit all over something you like.
Yeah, this is mostly just going to be me mostly just like gushing about how much I love these books. It's like the way I describe it is like it's like if it's very like Lewis Carroll-esque, you know, like Alice in Wonderland kind of, where it's a lot of like
nonsense.
Yeah, a lot of nonsense, but it's also sort of I like these sort of books because especially when I was a kid, because it sort of forces you as a reader to develop critical thinking skills to be able to recognize why is this nonsense? You know, why is the thing that they're describing, this pun thing or language thing they're describing, not actually real?
And it's not just like random nonsense. It's very clever. It's witty. There's some really good wordplay.
Yeah.
One thing I really enjoyed reading these is the amount of foreshadowing and how often he'll do a callback, and like even though the stories themselves are very episodic, there is a structure to them that there's little setup and payoffs here and there. It's really, really nice.
And my favorite example of this is in book 4, Wayside School Beneath the Cloud of Doom, where there's a scene towards the end of the book where characters are skipping jump rope. And so in order for it to make sense, Louis Sachar writes like, oh, it makes the sound woof, the sound of this jump rope brushing against the floor as they jump. But in order for that to be set up, in an earlier chapter, they're at a spelling bee where one of the words is the sound of a jump rope brushing against the floor, and they spell WOOMPH.
Yeah, and one of the kids gets it wrong because he like has 2 P's or something.
Yeah. And then that sets up. So later when you're reading the book, reading that scene, you're like, oh, I understand that this is the sound of the jump rope. So he doesn't need to explain it again. And that was so funny to me. Anyways, so that's what we're talking about. I made Danny, or I didn't make, I suggested to Danny. I heavily suggested
You invited me.
I invited
to read
him
all of these.
To read all 4 books.
And I will admit, because I read them in pretty rapid succession, and because there are so many characters, a few of them have blended together a little bit in my head, and I will, quite a few of them, I will say, now, which character is this again?
Yes, and it's also been a while since I've read them. Like, I've read them like 1,000 times as a kid, so I
But you've got some prepared thoughts for this.
Yeah, but I do have a wiki open up, just in case. So we're going to be both ranking the characters in a tier list. I'm also going to include an F tier. And we're also going to be putting them on the morality alignment charts. And sorry, you can hear my voice. I'm so excited to do this. So we're just going to be going through these characters one by one and putting them both in the tier list and in the alignment chart. And Danny's going to have veto power because he read these more recently. And you know, it's only fair because a lot of this was me making him do this. You know, even though he did enjoy these.
Yeah, it was fun. They're charming books. If you did not grow up with these books, I nonetheless encourage them to, like, if you can read them as an adult with no nostalgia attached whatsoever, you'll still have fun. They're pleasant.
That's true. Okay, so let's get started. First up, Calvin. Now, Calvin, if you remember, his whole thing...
He hangs out with Hobbs. Obligatory joke.
Yes.
Got that out of the way now.
The only person named Calvin ever. So
he founded, he believed in predestination, big Protestant thinker.
Yes, that was his whole thing. So his whole thing was, he's mostly a follower. So Mrs. Jewls made Calvin take down the letter that didn't exist to Miss Zarves, who also doesn't exist, at the 19th floor, which also does not exist. And he just kind of walks up and down trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And he's also best friends with Bebe, who's the artist. But his whole thing is, I'm just going to help Bebe make her art.
Yeah.
I myself am not a good artist. He's kind of a sycophant, you know? He's kind of like a Smithers character.
He is, but there isn't that, like, suck up like manipulative edge to him.
Yeah, I guess
he's just sort of he's a follower, as you say. He's obedient. He doesn't have a ton of self-worth himself, and he should. That's kind of the point, is that like him helping BB draw is all well and good, but he should be developing his own skills. That's here true. And he's ultimately not even really helping BB.
One more thing about Calvin that sort of supports him as like someone who doesn't really have a good sense of self-worth, as you said, is he gets to have a tattoo, which by the way,
yeah, that was him.
Yeah, which by the way is like kind of funny because, you know, he's a child. But he
everyone is telling him like, oh, if you're allowed one tattoo, you should get a snake, you should get a dragon, you should get a scorpion, you should get these cool things. And he's getting all day, he's getting different people giving him their input.
Yes,
and this is a moment of him standing up for himself.
This is true. This is, I think, his finest moment where he actually does something of his own, which is he chooses a potato as his tattoo.
Because he likes potato.
Yeah, despite the fact that every single person was making fun of him, he said, no, I'm not going to listen to you. This is what I want. Anyways.
And honestly, because, you know, the thing about a tattoo is you're stuck with it for your whole life. If it is something you regret, like if you hear about all these people who like had a tattoo for something from like Harry Potter or the Sandman, and now they're like, oh shit, I wish I didn't have this tattoo because the creator turned out to be a terrible person. No one's ever going to ruin potatoes for you.
That's true. Except the English government.
When you are an old person and you still got that potato tattoo, you'll be like, yeah. That aged well.
Yeah, I love that we're talking so much about Calvin. Where would you like to put Calvin?
I like Calvin. I think probably a good solid B. Maybe bump him up to an A later on, depending how we feel.
I think that's good. He's one of the more like subdued characters. Like he's not really in your face with a lot of his things. Dameon.
Oh, let's go to.
Oh right, whoops. So definitely lawful.
He's lawful. I think lawful good.
Yeah, I think like here.
Yeah, there.
Let's just put him here so we'll have time to adjust. I'm not gonna go crazy with our first one.
I expect he will be one of the few lawfully aligned characters, but we'll see.
Oh, speaking of another very lawful one, Dameon.
Remind me a little bit about Dameon.
Dameon is the one who is, if I remember correctly, I'm just gonna look this up just to double check. He is the one who is in love with the teacher, Mrs.
Yes,
Jewls.
He is.
So I think lawful, definitely. Well, first of all, let's do the ranking thing, just to recap. So he is always doing stuff for the teacher. He's definitely, like, unlike Calvin, who we discussed might not be entirely a sycophant, Dameon is 100% a sycophant.
But like, again, it comes from an honest place. He's not. He's proper in love with Mrs. Jewls.
But if you're doing something for a person because you're in love with them, that, first of all, that's simping. You're gross.
He is undeniably a simp.
Undeniably a simp.
If he were a Jay-Z song, he would be big simping. This joke stolen from Game Grumps.
Anyways, anyways,
if he were a character from Planet of the Apes, he'd be a simpanzee.
Okay, did you come up with that yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate every simp I see. From Simpan 8. Anyways.
It's hard out here for a simp. Simping ain't easy. Etc.
So I don't know. Okay, so here's our first dilemma. Do we want to put him based on how much we like him as a person or how much we enjoyed him as a character? Because I like Dameon as a character. I think he's very entertaining. I judge him a lot as a person if he were a real-life human being. But
I think with all the child characters, inevitably you give them some slack.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, where would you want to put him relative to Calvin?
With the possible exception of Kathy, none of the child characters in this none of them suck. They're all just like, got some flaws and some growing up to do.
Like the kid
Dameon, because we are going to need to just weight all of this for the fact that none of the kids suck that bad.
Well, yeah, but also even remember when you were a kid, you know that one like teacher's pet who's like in love with the teacher. I feel like we hated that guy.
I
a
don't
little bit, right?
remember such a person, but I'm aware of the archetype.
Okay.
I just don't think
Yeah, I guess that's fair. So definitely lawful.
Lawful neutral.
Yeah, lawful neutral. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah.
Because Calvin is submissive out of just kind of an overpowering niceness.
Mm-hmm.
Dameon is just a kiss ass.
Yeah, and also Calvin does say like, "Oh, my art is not that good," which is why I'm helping Bebe. Like his whole thing is kind of like niceness and also like lack of self-esteem. I think.
He's misguided in that regard, and he doesn't understand that. Like, it's not good now, but it could. You have to understand the power of Yeti. If someone says my art's not good, add the word Yeti to the end of the sentence. It'll be better.
Okay.
I can't do this. Yeti.
Because then you're talking to a Yeti.
Yeah, and that makes everyone feel better. Mm-hmm. And as we've established in the previous videos, Yetis fuck, and some of that confidence will rub off, so to speak, on you.
Yes.
Not as much as Bigfoot's fuck, but still.
Okay. So Dana. Now, I just want to point out there was a Canadian TV show on Teletoon based on the Wayside School series. We're not going to be talking about that.
It was just called Wayside.
Yeah, because I did grow up watching it. I didn't like it because it was so different from the book. It was the first time as a kid where I realized, wow, adaptations can change a lot of things. I didn't think they were allowed to.
I was such a pedant about that as a kid. I was like, that's not in the book. Yeah.
But yeah, so Dana's whole thing, she has a few, she's like a bag of quirks. One thing is she had a lot of mosquito bites in the first book. Yeah. That's not much of a character.
No.
But her whole thing is she's very emotional. So like she cries
she's the one who... She cries whenever she hears a sad story
about like an animal or something.
Some of the books they were talking about reading in class that made her cry. Like I'm acutely aware of what book specifically it is that they're talking about.
Yeah, assuming like Watership Down or something.
There was something about a burrow of rabbits being destroyed for a parking lot or something, and like
is that Watership Down?
That is the inciting event of the story. Is that Fiverr, who has sort of prophetic powers, sees that there will be some great disaster coming to the war, and he doesn't know what it is. It's beyond his comprehension, but he knows it's going to be bad. So he convinces his older brother, Hazel. I guess they're actually the same age because they're part of a litter, but he convinces his much larger brother, Hazel, to leave, and Hazel gets a bunch of other rabbits together, and they're like, we're getting out of here, and we're going to go found a new warren, and that's Watership Down. And then after they do, they encounter a guy who tried to stop them leaving, actually. His name is Holly. He's a rabbit from their old warren, and he has come and found them, and he says, you were right, here's what happened. And we got fucking gassed, they put pipes down, this harrowing description of all these rabbits being slaughtered, and Hazel's like, wow, I didn't know they hated us so much, and Holly says, no, they don't hate us, they did it because it suited them.
Yeah,
I will gush about Watership Down every chance I get. That book rules.
I love that this is just us gushing about the books we read growing up. Yeah. I think this is like my new favorite video we've ever made. I want to put Dana in A tier.
All right, she's enjoyable.
Yeah, I do really like Dana. Now that we're talking about it, I do.
Aside from her extreme emotional reactions, remind me of some other things that Dana does.
So she had the mosquito bite plot line. Let me see what else. I'm just rapidly Googling this up. Oh yeah, they called her a lot of like names. She gets bullied a lot, which is another reason.
I like the way when people are shit-talking each other in these books, they'll have these weird rhymes like, take a train, King of Spain, and go home, Jerome.
She's always thinking about hypothetical situations that could happen to like fictional characters.
Yeah.
I relate a lot to. She gets bullied a lot by John, and then she always like insults him back, and I appreciate Dana a lot.
Yeah.
I would put Dana in A if you disagree.
What was Dana's importance in the animated version? You brought it up.
Yeah, she's just one of the main 4 characters that they focus on. They cut out most of these characters.
Yeah, I know they tighten the focus a lot.
Yeah, and
on Michael Cera.
Yeah, Michael Cera, who plays Todd. And Dana's whole thing was that, she, like in the books, she was just like very emotional. And she would always alternate between like laughing and like sudden seriousness, and that was like her whole thing.
All right.
Yeah, but we're not using any of that for this. But I feel like a personal connection to Dana, especially as an adult. because I too have trouble handling emotions. So I would put Dana in A, but if Danny disagrees,
Okay, we can put her in A.
Okay.
If she means that much to you.
No. This is your like. What, would you want like bump her down? To B,
I personally would put her in B.
Okay.
Because she didn't have that big of an impact on me.
Yeah, I guess.
But if she means a lot, if you feel strongly about it, we can put her in A. And
Dana in A.
I think she's chaotic.
Oh yes, but also definitely good.
Yeah, she's chaotic good.
But not that chaotic. I think.
I mean, not being able to control her emotions, that's chaotic, but not as chaotic as it gets in this admittedly very strange series.
That's true, because, she does, like, insult the boys back when they... Yeah, she definitely isn't her person to be like, oh, I'm going to be polite about things.
Yeah, she is, she's rambunctious. She's not a spineless worm.
Yes. Like Calvin.
Yeah. I mean, even that picture is perfect for him. Just like this little timid, like, oh, no. I'm scared.
Ooh, Deedee. Okay, so Deedee, very athletic. She dresses... If you haven't read Wayside, none of this is going to mean anything to you.
Which is the girl who comes to school on a motorbike every day?
Oh, that's Jenny.
That's Jenny.
But
okay,
so Deedee's whole thing is she always, because the school, her classroom's on the 30th floor, it takes her a lot to get downstairs for recess. So she's always late, and she's
the one who always wants the green ball.
Always wants the green ball, but she's always late. She never gets it.
Yeah.
So one day she disguises herself as a dead rat. And then Mrs. Jewls
as one does,
throws her out before the recess starts. And once again, if you haven't read Wayside, none of this is going to make any sense to you. But yeah, this girl disguises herself as a dead rat and fools the teacher into thinking she's a dead rat.
I mean, we'll get to, the opposite of that also happens.
Yes. So she's definitely going to be chaotic.
Great.
But yeah, so do you want to put her in A? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. Above Dana.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think Deedee is also more chaotic than Dana, but maybe a little bit less good.
I would put Deedee in chaotic neutral.
I'd put her mostly good, but not...
Because she's defined by doing something for herself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she knows what she wants.
I mean, yeah.
She's more good than bad, but she's on the line.
She's not, like, evil, but it's...
there are evil characters, and we'll get to them.
But, tricking, like, lying to your teacher and tricking in order to get... That's definitely, like, chaotic.
Now, of course, she doesn't break the rules for the sake of breaking them. She breaks them... She doesn't thrive in chaos, so she's not hard chaotic, but she is extremely willing to bend the rules for convenience.
So, like, not all the way here, but, like, here, I think this is good. DJ. So, DJ's whole thing...
I love that picture of him, like, say, ladies.
His whole thing is just he's always happy. He's always happy. That's his thing. And one day he's sad.
People ask you why you're sad. But no one asks you need a reason to be happy.
Yeah. So one day he comes to school and he's sad. And the reason he's sad is because he lost the watch. And he's not angry. He's not sad because of the monetary value of the watch or anything.
It was his grandfather's watch?
Yeah, but that wasn't because he knew his parents didn't. His grandpa would have been like, oh, it's just a thing. It's not important. He was sad because he lost the watch because he was worried that a bird was going to eat it and choke to death. That's a very good... Yeah. Yeah. But where would we rank him? So, like, his whole personality is that he's happy, like, 99 days out of 100.
I'd call that pretty lawful good.
Yeah. But where would you
at the very least neutral good?
Where I would...
Oh, on here.
Yeah.
B tier?
Yeah, I think B tier.
He's cool.
I think maybe just because he has more of a defined personality than Calvin, I think. And definitely lawful good. Like, I think on the same level as Dana because they're both like environmentalists. Yeah. Maybe just like not that lawful.
And they're both people who worry about hypothetical things happening to cute animals.
That's true, yeah.
Dr. Jane Payne. Now she's the dentist.
Yes.
She's definitely evil. Her whole existence is very funny.
If you're a dentist, we hate you. It is the official opinion of I will say this though that dentists are evil.
Oh, come on, man. I didn't sign off on that.
Well, you just said she's a dentist. So
she is a dentist and she is evil.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll be a dentist.
So her whole thing. As a student, she was very bad. She got in trouble a lot.
Yeah, she grew up... Go rub a monkey's tummy with your head.
Which now as an adult, I realize is like...
Sounds dirty.
Sounds like a dirty thing. And then when we see when she's a dentist that she like practices, she does a lot of like malpractice, like she pulls out the wrong teeth in patients and doesn't give a shit and argues with them afterwards.
That's why I say she's evil.
Yeah,
it's not because she's a dentist. It's because she's an evil dentist.
Definitely. So that's this thing. Like, are we ranking them based on entertainment or how much we would judge them as? I forget.
I think entertainment.
Okay, so where would you want to put Dr. Jane Payne?
A tier.
A tier.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
She's
a good
only in
villain.
like 2 chapters, short but sweet presence.
Yeah.
But man, is she funny.
She is a very funny adult. This is the first adult character.
And her presence, the fact that they track her down, like that whole subplot is really funny.
Definitely. It's.
That said, neutral evil.
Yeah. Would you go more chaotic or? Because she is
a little bit chaotic.
Because the problem with this is they're all like, if you're an adult in a kid's book, you definitely like go towards lawful, even if you would be chaotic if it's an adult, right? Because from the kid's perspective, you are an authority figure, so it's kind of.
Now she's not an authority figure to these kids.
She is an authority figure to one of them, to Jason, because
That's
she is
true.
his dentist.
Yeah,
but I think ultimately definitely more chaotic, I guess.
Because she's unprofessional.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like. Maybe not that.
She's not the most.
There are more evil
She
people.
just doesn't give a shit about anything. But I like the look we get at like her mansion and her like soulless McMansion life is I think that says neutral evil to me.
That's true.
Slightly more chaotic than lawful, but if I had to pick a D&D alignment for her, she's neutral evil.
Definitely.
Dr.
I do like that as they go on, the books get more and more adult, and there are more like jokes that adults can appreciate more so than kids. Dr. Pickell, so he's a hypnotist, he's the school therapist. He does help people with their issues, but he always pulls pranks on them. So he like, for example, if you want to quit smoking, he'll like swing his pickle in your face and be like,
"That sounds dirty, but it's not."
He'll swing a literal pickle like a clock.
It's not a pickle. It's a small stone that looks like a pickle. It's a little green carving of a pickle made out of jade or something. I can't remember.
And he says, okay, so when I count to 3, you'll wake up and you will no longer want to smoke, but you will also like slap your husband whenever he says the word potato or something like that.
It's some weird specific.
Yeah, just to pull pranks on him. But he does help them.
He does. I call that chaotic neutral.
Yeah, maybe we should do this first, just because I feel like we are doing. So chaotic still definitely pretty chaotic. More so than Deedee.
I think for good versus evil it is an exact balance.
Okay.
Because he does help people, but he creates another problem.
Yeah.
And the capacity for good and evil is about equal in him. But he's definitely
is definitely breaking like his
oh sure
hypocrite. I'll lean slightly towards evil just because I think. Because if you're a doctor and you're like, oh, I'm going to cure you, but I'm also going to give you slight AIDS or something, whatever the equivalent
he doesn't do something that bad.
Yeah, but something like milder than that.
Yeah.
I'm going to,
Slight AIDS. I don't think you can have a slight case. Once you've got it, you've got it. I'm not an expert.
Okay. I'm gonna color a part of your skin green permanently without your consent.
Well, he's definitely unprofessional.
Yeah. And how would we want to rank him as entertaining?
He's pretty funny. I think B.
B. Okay. Gosh.
I noticed A tier is all women, and all the men were nicer to the women for some reason.
I will say this though. I feel like if I were a kid ranking these, a lot of these adult characters would have been much lower. But it's just because I'm revisiting them as an adult, I'm realizing how funny they actually are.
You see it from a very different perspective as an adult. As a kid, you think like, that bastard, how can he act like this? As an adult, you think like, what a crazy thing to do. What a delightfully, as the kids say, unhinged character.
Okay, so 3 Eric. So this is kind of perfect for the alignment.
So Eric Bacon is
skinny.
He's the skinny
and
one.
Mean.
Eric Fry is he's the nice one.
Fat? No, Eric Fry is.
Oh no, he's the one who's athletic.
Yeah.
He's fat, but he's really like surprisingly fast and he's really strong.
Yeah.
He's got like a Samoa Joe thing going.
Yeah.
Where he's a really big guy, but he is in terrific shape. And Eric Evans is the nice one.
He's fat. So the joke about these 3 characters is that they're all 3 named Eric. and they all have one trait that the other two don't share.
Yeah.
But because the other two have the opposite trait, they get stereotyped into that.
Everyone calls Eric Bacon fatso, even though he's skinny. Everyone calls Eric Fry Butterfingers, even though he's a great athlete.
Yeah, everyone calls Eric Ovens, like, I forget.
Sourpuss,
even though he's very nice.
He's a really nice kid.
So these two, Eric Fry and Eric Bacon, are
noticed also that all their last names are food related.
Yeah. I think just to tell them apart. So these Eric Fry and Eric Bacon definitely into the more evil because they're the assholes.
At least
their whole
slightly evil.
Slightly evil.
They're not the worst kids, but they're kind of rude.
Oh, Eric Bacon definitely more chaotic.
What does he do again, other than be skinny?
Okay. So in one of the stories, it's revealed I don't even remember where they're all getting taken down to be interrogated by the principal Kidswatter.
Yeah.
And because someone wrote some mean insult about the principal, and they're all interrogating him. And Eric Fry and Eric Ovens are like shivering and they're crying. And then Eric Bacon comes in and he's super chill and he has all this swag.
Oh yeah.
And then he's super confident. He just like basically reveals that he is guilty. He's just like taunting it in the principal's face that yes, I am guilty, but you can't prove it or something like that.
That's fairly chaotic.
So that's pretty chaotic. So he's just like big, and he goes like, "Oh, let's blow this popsicle stand afterwards."
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a little evil.
He is definitely not that evil because ultimately all he did was he just like insulted the principal,
who I think we will also probably end up ranking as evil.
Yeah, but he's definitely the most chaotic. He's the big like middle finger to authority.
Yeah.
And
honestly, respect.
Yeah, Eric.
That might even be chaotic good behavior.
Honestly, yeah. Now that you mention it, let's do like more chaotic and Deedee. Yeah, like here.
Yeah.
But he's
Fuck
also
the police.
He's also a bit of a dick. Okay,
he is a bit of a dick.
But he's also like,
and so is Fry.
Yeah. So let's just do here because he's like, Eric Fry. I don't think he deserves that bad, but like, he puts a middle finger to authority. He's a dick to the people around him, which also sucks. But he's also a dick to authority, so that's where he goes.
Yeah, that's pretty classic chaotic neutral behavior.
Okay, I kind of want to put him in like freaking S tier now.
Yeah, I forgot the scene with Kidswatter is so good. Eric Fry is a little bit of a non-entity.
Yeah, these two are kind of non-entities. I would put him in like C, honestly. Maybe even D.
Nah, he's not that bad. C.
And Ovens.
I mean, I can't think of a character that I genuinely don't enjoy enough to put in D or
true.
F.
Yeah, they're just kind of like
I notice you specifically put an F tier, so I know you've got someone in mind for that.
Oh, I don't know if I do. Maybe I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hobo Bob.
S tier. Hobo Bob is one of the best characters.
So one day, I think it's Sharie. It's show and tell. Sharie brings
a hobo to school.
Which,
he's just like, I like eating mulligan stew.
Yeah, which is, in hindsight, kind of weird to bring a human being to show and tell. But also, because she just met a hobo, and it's like, oh, hey, I have show and tell. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
And it's all about, and I love that chapter, especially as an adult, because it's all about, like, having empathy for the lower classes.
Yeah. And also, like, some of the references he makes to, I like eating mulligan stew. This is, like, authentic 1930s hobo stuff. Riding the rails, eating mulligan, making clothes out of pocket lint. Yeah. I've read areas of my expertise. I know about hobos.
I do love how anachronistic this whole yes. You can never really tell where it's set.
Or when.
When it's set. Where do you want to put him here?
Or where.
Probably like...
I think he's fairly chaotic good.
Yeah, I think so.
Hobo, he's quite good too.
Yeah.
Because he's such a nice dude.
That's true, I guess, yeah.
And he doesn't care what anyone thinks of him. He lives life his own way.
But is he necessarily chaotic just because he's a hobo? Like, I don't think he does anything particularly... Does he? I don't remember. Like...
Let's look it up. I remember he said or did something weird.
He lives in a hobo, has a humble outlook, eats mulligan stew, cleans himself by walking outside when it rains, gets around by riding on trains. He only gets money by asking for spare changes, but refuses money from children. That's so fucking cute.
Yeah.
After all, he was once such... Oh my god.
Because he was a child.
Sorry, my heart.
This character's great. I think
he tells people you shouldn't wear socks because...
That's it.
But I don't know
his whole thing about like not wearing socks one day.
Listen, I know he's a I honestly kind of want to put him in lawful good because he doesn't take money from children.
That's true.
He's like he has principles that he lives by. we never get...
Well, chaotic good characters live by principles. They just don't care about structures.
But there's also nothing particularly that I think makes
all
me
right.
say that
I'd call him neutral good.
Neutral, like more chaotic, I guess, but not...
He lives outside of the major structure of society, but he doesn't have any antipathy toward it. He doesn't want to destroy the status quo. He just doesn't really want to be part of it himself.
That's true. Oh, jeez. I'm reading
I don't take money from children. Thank you very much.
I forgot how much I love these books.
Yeah, they're so good.
Jason. So Jason's whole thing is he's constantly getting humiliated by the girls in his class. It's kind of his defining trait. He's just constantly getting emasculated by his female dentist. That's his whole thing.
But he's also the one who figures out, we found her. Because for plot reasons that we'll get into a little later, they need to track down Dr. Jane Payne and figure out. Right, because her name when she was a student wasn't Payne because she got married.
And also became a dentist, so it kind of fits. It's like that lady whose name is Hyman who became a gynecologist, but she also married into it, I think. I don't remember. But anyways, I don't know where to put Jason. Because other than that, what you said, most of he's just usually like the butt of the joke.
Yeah,
all his
I call that C tier.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, he's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just like, he's funny. He's just like constantly getting goofed
I don't
on.
have a strong memory of this character.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm...
True neutral?
Yeah.
Right around the middle?
He does feel like he wants to teach her a lot. I'm gonna put him slightly neutral. Yeah. Well, I think he's the one who accidentally swallowed his pet goldfish, and
someone did.
Him. He chews on the eraser on his pencil.
Right.
And he gets his mouth taped shut.
That is chaotic. I'm not gonna call it evil.
It's a habit. It's not so much.
Yeah, and I don't think that's evil of him because he does it without meaning to. It's not that he's trying really hard not to. So I call that chaotic rather than evil. It's not him being inconsiderate. It's that he can't stop himself.
Yeah. Sorry, Danny's a little sleepy. Danny's had a long day.
I'm all right. Don't worry.
Let me find the...
When we're done recording, we're going to drink liquor.
That's true.
And maybe watch Fang Face.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was Jason. Jason swallows the goldfish.
I call him slightly chaotic then.
Okay.
He swallowed the goldfish.
By accident.
By accident.
Okay.
I think if you're someone who, but he also seemed very chill about having swallowed the goldfish.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And the fact that he keeps chewing the pencil erasers given to him. It's not out of malice. It's just because he has habits he can't stop himself.
Right.
And that's chaotic.
He goes to Dr. Pickell to cure it.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like, oh yes, and now whenever you hear someone say pencil,
yes,
I think that was him, or maybe it was something else. No,
I love
someone else.
In a much later chapter, probably a different book, someone used the word pencil, and then what is it he has to do?
I think it's actually Paul.
Sneezes
actually.
or something.
I think I'm getting him confused.
Oh, okay.
And then Paul has to lick someone's ears or something like that. Whatever. We'll jog our memory. But that was a funny bit, regardless of which character it was. So Jenny. Let's start here. Jenny, she's always going to school on her dad's motorbike.
Yeah, she doesn't take the bus. Her dad has a motorbike, and he drops her off.
One day she shows up.
And that's cool.
And one day she shows up, there's no one there. She's very confused.
Yes.
Turns out it's because it's Saturday.
Yeah.
She's always wearing a bike helmet. I think lawful neutral for Jenny, I feel like, because when she shows up to school and there's no one there, she gets really worried about, doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And also she always wears her bike helmet, so she
that is
follows
admittedly
the rules.
Common kid behavior of, absolute terror, oh no, am I doing something wrong? Am I going to get in trouble?
Yeah, and if I recall correctly, she's the one who defeats Mrs. Gorf.
Oh, ultimately Louis is the one who defeats Mrs.
Yeah,
Gorf.
but I think she's the one who holds up the mirror, I think. Wait, let me double check.
Yeah, it's an early chapter.
Yeah.
Man, I had teachers like Mrs. Gorf.
Who'd turn us to apples.
Well, not literally, but...
Yeah, Jenny held up a mirror.
The way Mrs. Gorf doesn't teach the kids and then gets mad at them for not already knowing it. I've had teachers like that.
I think lawful good.
Yeah, I'd put her more toward lawful.
Yeah. Because she both... You okay?
Yep.
She both, follows the law and worries about breaking the rules, and she held up the mirror to defeat Mrs. Gorf.
Mm-hmm. That's heroic behavior.
Yeah, heroic behavior.
That's Perseus defeating Medusa.
That's true, yes, exactly. Okay. So, and where do we want to put Jenny?
B?
B? Okay, I think it's fair. I'm gonna put Jenny above here.
Yeah, high B.
Because I feel like she's from the very beginning. I feel like she should be above Dr. Pickell or whatever.
That's fair.
Okay.
Joe. Which one?
Joe.
What does Joe do?
Joe's whole thing is he has trouble counting. He has trouble counting, and then Mrs. Jewls is like, you need to learn how to count. So his problem is he counts to the correct number, but he just counts it the wrong way.
Yes.
So for example, if you ask him to count to 3, he'll go
2, 1, 3.
2, 1,000,000, 10, 3. And then there are 3 apples, Mrs. Jewls.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Jewls is like, okay, now repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then Joe counts it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Mrs. Jewls is like, okay, now how many hands are on your finger? And then
How many fingers are on your hand?
fingers are on your hand. And Joe counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 fingers on my hand, like singular hand. And then the joke is that now that he can count the right way, he's getting the wrong answer.
As Nick Waterhouse put it, never learn something you can do by heart.
That's true.
Soon as you do, it falls apart.
I think chaotic neutral for him. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I would say chaotic neutral. I don't know if there's any other.
Yeah, but not especially chaotic.
Not especially chaotic, yeah. Just because.
He's there with Jason.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess he doesn't actually. Well, he does resist authority because he's like, oh, I don't need to learn how to count. I can count the right way.
And he's right.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Let me just double check to see if there's anything I'm missing here.
Yeah, because that's one story. What else does Joe do?
Because very talented kid. Oh yeah, he comes up with a story on the spot about his shoelace, foiling the plots of the evil substitute teacher.
Right.
Okay, you know what? Oh, and he okay. He also does kind of bully Dana. So maybe slightly evil, not that evil.
Because of her strong reactions to stories.
Yeah, exactly. But John is the one who actually bullies Dana. John is explicitly the one who, because it's hinted that John has a crush on Dana.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't really know how to deal with it in a healthy way. Also, John is heavily dyslexic coded.
Yeah.
The way and I love that this is included, that his name is written upside down on.
Sorry, we forgot the.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
C.
Yeah.
He didn't. I needed to be reminded which one he was.
Yeah, we love that this is included here.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
There's this great joke where he's like, he can only read things upside down. So if you give him a book, he has to turn the book upside down to read. And one day, Mrs. Jewls is like, but John, when I write stuff on the blackboard, you're not going to be able to turn it upside down. And then John's like, oh yeah, you're right. And Mrs. Jewls was like, that's why you're going to learn to stand on your head.
Yeah, instead of learn to
read right side up. He has to
Is
learn
that accommodation? Is that her being an ally of the disabled?
I mean, either way, teaching them to learn to read differently and teaching them to stand on their head is still the same, having to put that pressure on them rather than I'm going to turn the blackboard upside down for you. You know what I mean?
Well, if she did that, I don't know what the solution would be, because then everyone else would not be able to read it.
Well, you could solve it with technology.
Yeah,
but then again, we don't know what year this takes place. So.
And that story was written in the 80s,
the 70s,
70s.
This is pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget how old these books are.
Yeah, and these are not the original illustrations.
Aren't they?
Yeah, these are the new 2010s.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why they all look.
They
sleek
look
and modern.
quite contemporary.
Yeah. We'll put some pictures of the old illustrations here. They're quite ugly, relatively. Right. But anyways, John.
You just straight up prefer the new ones?
Well, I like the old ones for nostalgia purposes.
Okay.
But then I'm like, I look at these, no, these are objectively better drawn. All right. Also more people of color, but whatever. Anyways, so John is kind of a dick.
A bit. He's not the worst guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I would hear maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing particularly. He's just kind of bullies, makes fun of Dana a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily from a place of malice. Could just be flirting, but maybe not as bad as Eric. More here, I guess. Because Eric is told to us from the narration is actually
we are told that he's kind of grouchy and rude.
And I would put him in B.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Jenny. I mean, I think I like Jenny more than John. I'm gonna put John there because I as a kid I really liked Jenny because the illustrations always drew her with the cool motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
I always thought she was cool.
And the newer illustrations have decided she's Asian. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think she's meant to be Asian.
And Joy, I think, is Middle Eastern. Okay, I have to say, Joy. I'm gonna preface this. As a child, when I was a child, I had the biggest crush on Joy. Not anymore, because I'm an adult.
Nothing weird about
Nothing
that.
weird about that.
Kids
When
having
I was a
crushes
child-
on other kids, even
Yes.
fictional kids. It happens. Sure, why not?
And in hindsight, I don't know what that says about me, because Joy's whole thing is that she is actually evil. Because her whole thing is she steals people's lunches. She steals her
Yes.
friends' lunches. She lies about it. She's like very sneaky, very like manipulative, emotionally manipulative. And for some reason, young Jimmy was like, wow, Joy is such a badass. I want to date her. I don't know if this is TMI.
Have you told Lucy about this?
Well, she hasn't read these books, but
Do you think you might have a? Do you think that will reflect poorly on her?
no, I don't think so. Lucy is nothing like Joy.
I know.
Anyways,
Definitely evil.
not to like medical malpractice evil.
Yeah, she, and also she's a child, so
Yeah.
we can cut some slack there. But she,
I think if we're gonna put Deedee in chaotic,
Yeah,
we have to put Joy in chaotic because
she's-
they both lie to teachers.
yeah,
And
she takes other kids' food and doesn't give
Yeah.
a shit.
doesn't give a shit.
And that's what makes her fun.
That's
as a
what makes her
character.
fun as
And
a
I do
character.
not mind giving her a high tier ranking.
Yeah. If I had veto power, I would put her high S tier because she was my favorite character in these.
All
books.
right,
but you know,
she has some really good moments.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's sirens out the window. They will be on the recording.
They will arrest Joy for stealing lunches.
What is it like? She gets like an ironic Serling-esque twist of fate where like
Yes.
she eats something too spicy or
No,
something.
it was like she steals her friend's lunch. Her friend goes looking for her lunch, finds a bag of money,
That's it.
returns the money to the person who turns out to be someone who like
Yeah,
was
she-
going to use the money to make an ice cream shop. And as a reward,
Yes.
the guy gives her friend all the ice cream that she could ever want and not
Lifetime
Joy.
free supply of ice
And
cream.
Joy is so mad, and she's like, "But I
the
stole
one
her
who stole her
lunch.
lunch.
And then she gets like nothing.
Which friend is that?
Maurecia.
That's Maurecia? All right,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get to her.
We'll get to her, but I love Joy so much in these.
Joy's great.
I feel like this is very. I feel like we
Yeah, I'm
like
happy with
below
this.
Hobo Bob. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to put Sammy so high up, though.
Kathy. Okay.
Kathy
is
Definitely the evilest child, except maybe Joy.
Well, the difference between Joy and Kathy is Joy cares about appearances. Joy is like a psychopath. Kathy is like just a dick. You know, she's
Yep.
just like, she hates everything. No one likes her.
I like when she gets hypnotized to be really just like positive and agreeable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and that was like something where it's like someone was like pretending to be the students, and Lewis saw through the trick because he realized Kathy would never say anything nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't, maybe not as evil as Joy, because she is ultimately just a dick like the other dicks. Maybe not even that chaotic. I don't think she does.
Maurecia is also the one who has the ice cream thing, right?
Yeah.
The Maurecia flavored ice cream.
I feel like Kathy's
Yeah,
here
okay.
with the other like mean characters.
I'd put her slightly evil at
Slightly evil? Okay. Oh yeah, she does kind of abuse her pet.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't feed it, and then it runs away, and she's like, "See, I knew."
And she talks about how like I want a next cat I get, I'm gonna kill it so it can't run away. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
you know what?
god.
Yeah, that's a bit more evil. Now do you bring that up? Yes, she doesn't actually kill the cat.
No.
It's just all talk. But I kind of want to put her in the F tier now that you mention. She is entertaining, but she's not as entertainingly evil as Joy. You know, she
Yeah.
doesn't have that cool factor. I would put her in D.
All right, let's put her in.
But
D.
okay, yeah.
Leslie's the one with the pigtails.
Yes.
And
And Paul sits behind Leslie
and always wants to tug on them.
and always feels the urge to tug on her pigtails. And it gets to the point where Leslie gets Paul into trouble by screaming as if he had tugged on her
Now,
pigtails.
when she does that, he kind of has it coming, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because the thing of Mrs. Jewls' class is you have 3 strikes and you're out. So because Leslie has 2 pigtails, Paul is like, okay, I could pull one and then pull the other and only get 1 strike per pigtail and does not do anything bad and does not get in trouble. So then Leslie realizes this, and then Leslie pretends that goes like, she just screams as if Paul had pulled her pigtail.
Yeah, that was funny.
I like Leslie. So like I don't know, like slightly chaotic neutral, because
yeah. What else does Leslie do in the other stories?
She tries to sell her toes to Lewis.
Oh yeah.
But because Lewis is an adult, Lewis just sort of plays along and then like gives an intentionally shockingly low price of 50 cents.
Yeah.
And then to bargain so that Leslie will like back off, just to like
yeah, he's a great
yeah, he's just
it's almost like he's an author insert who the author made as cool as possible. But I mean, we'll get to him in a second.
He's also like dorky at other times.
Yeah. As far as author insert characters go, I find him really entertaining.
Yes.
And there is not much ego there.
That's true.
It feels charming rather than conceited or insecure or something.
I would put Leslie chaotic neutral, slightly towards good, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy with that.
Because her whole thing is about like making a profit. I love her though. Do I have her in A?
I put her
maybe high B.
I would put her above Jane.
Above Jane.
Above Dr. Payne.
Okay, cool.
Maybe above Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's great. And when Paul falls out the window and she has to like pull him back up with her pigtails.
Yeah, that's what above.
In fact, I would put her more good because she literally saves his life.
Yes, that's true. Saves the life of the guy who's been like basically assaulting her.
She can certainly, punish him when she's not a pushover.
Yes, that's
she will give as good as she gets. But when shit gets real, she's a goddamn superhero.
That's true.
I'd put her even more good.
Yes.
Yep.
I very much like Leslie now that we're talking about it. Lewis.
Is it Lewis or Louis?
I think it's Lewis.
How does Mr. Sacker
the show they say Lewis.
All
I'm
right.
going to say it's Lewis. In the show, he doesn't have a mustache. He has a goatee.
How dare they?
I know.
I can see why you say it's bad. For those listening at home who have not read the books, if you're wondering where you've heard the name Louis Sacker before, it's possibly from his best-selling YA novel Holes, which was made into a really good film that I saw. I haven't read the book, but the movie was really good.
Hey, Danny.
What's up?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
And it's like all over the internet. Anyway.
Also, can we appreciate that Holes is fundamentally a story about how the prison industrial system exists for the benefit of the jailers, not the prisoners. It does not correct problems, and it's also a book about the importance of racial reparations.
Yes.
Stanley's curse will not be lifted until he carries Zero, the little black kid, up the hill to repay for the damage that was done to Zero's ancestor, Eartha Kitt.
Oh God, sorry. I'm just having like such
brilliant stuff.
I'm just having like a nostalgia overdose.
It's
right
so
now.
good.
Anyways,
also Tim Blake Nelson was in that movie.
Definitely good. I don't think.
I think he's lawful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's playful. He's got a sense of humor, but he is an authority figure who uses his authority for good.
He was a bad kid, though. It was revealed his backstory as he was like a very bad kid.
Yeah, but he's not anymore.
I really like that because they were like, oh my God, why was this teacher so mean to Lewis? And they look at the things that he actually did, and like, wow, he actually was kind of a jerk as a kid.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. But anyways, yeah, I think lawful. I think not all the way lawful. I think definitely all the way good. I don't think there's anything. All he does is like. I mean, he is occasionally like an irresponsible.
Yeah.
But like in a fun way, like a fun uncle way, like giving, he doesn't do this in the book, but he's like the fun uncle who gives you like a shot of tequila once in a while.
Yeah.
It's not like, sure, that's not lawful, but it's not like, oh, he's evil.
But if he were to give you a shot of tequila once in a while, it would be in a supervised environment.
Yeah.
It would be like, we're all here. We'll keep an eye on you. You're not going to get any trouble. You'll be all right.
And he does kick one of the kids over a fence at one point, but he had it coming.
Oh, yeah, that does happen.
And
he had it coming.
S tier? Like,
I think so, but not above Hobo Bob.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, yeah.
Do you want to put him above Joy? Or not?
I feel like it's only fair. Like, I feel like if I was a kid, I would not put him above Joy, but now as an adult, yeah, definitely above Joy. This is a very adult-heavy This is the adult Wayside episode. Matt,
We've been talking about liquor.
Yeah.
We've been swearing.
Yeah, this is. Oh my God, kids are gonna see. We did a Pixar video about fascism. Anyways, whatever. Mac is such an interesting character.
Return of the Mac.
Do you remember Mac?
I remember that drawing of him with the big glasses, but honestly, I can't remember that much about his character.
He has a full-on character arc across the books that if you're not even paying attention, you wouldn't even notice it. But it's so clear. So in the first book, his name isn't Mac; he's Nancy, and his whole thing was that he was very shy. And he was very shy, and he never said any things. He was not confident because of his name Nancy. And then he had a girlfriend in another classroom named Mac. Well, he didn't know that was her name. And one day they discover, my name's Nancy, your name's Mac.
She's like him. She is embarrassed to tell him her name.
And then they switch names. And in this universe, in the rules of this universe, it makes sense.
You can just do
they
that.
They spin around and they bump into each other, and now they're switched names. And he becomes Mac, and then she becomes Nancy.
And the narrative just goes along.
Yeah,
with
and then everyone just suddenly knows that their name switch. And then in book 2, and by the way, this is book 2, so you forgot book 1 by now. This is book 2. Like, I'm saying you as in, like, someone who's reading these books with the years of difference in between publishing dates. Mac's whole thing is he never shuts up.
Yes.
He never shuts up. And Mrs. Jewls hates him because he never shuts up. He's always raising his hand, always telling irrelevant stories, getting mad when other people talk over him. And I love this so much as a kid because you wouldn't realize that this is a character arc unless you're paying attention.
You're right. I did not put that together.
And
he's so quiet in the first book.
Yeah. It was so genius. Anyways, he is kind of a dick. Because once he finds his confidence, he's rude to others.
And I like that detail that finding your confidence does not always make you a better person. Some people use their confidence for evil.
I would say like slightly chaotic, not that evil, but like because he is like kind of rude in a way.
I think he's actually more lawful evil.
Really?
Because he dominates the conversation. Mm-hmm. He talks about things because he wants the focus to be on him. I see him as like this worst case scenario, growing up to be some kind of right-wing pundit.
Well, I mean, let's also talk about the fact that he is someone who changed his name to better fit his gender.
Now that is true, and that was something I wanted to ask you about. Is do you think? I mean, given the first book was written in the 70s, this would be very ahead of the curve.
But it's also Louis Sacker, who, as we've established, very cool guy.
Seems like a fairly with it leftist dude.
So Mac could be like a Caitlyn Jenner type, like you said, right-wing pundit who happens to be.
Are we to take Mac's arc in book 1 at least as about the importance of getting to pick your own, like some kind of trans allegory?
I think. It can definitely be read as
it's at least applicable.
I can't see it as being read as anything else. Like, what else could it be? Like, because then everyone just sort of accepts it. He's like, "Oh, I'm Mac now." Yeah, everyone accepts it. No one questions it.
No one dead names him.
No one dead names him, and it just goes on. And no one, it's just like, and everyone's and it helps him so much. He just like. And yeah, sure, he's kind of a dick, but also he is a kid.
He is a kid. I don't think he's gonna grow up to be Ben Shapiro. Hopefully, I say that's the worst case scenario.
Despite his Ben Shapiro-esque haircut in this picture,
but just the way he blathers on and on, he's dominating the conversation.
I do want to put him in A though. I do love.
Yeah, it's a good arc.
Yeah, maybe here. Do you feel comfortable with it?
I'm happy with that.
Okay, because I love that as a kid. This was one of my first examples of a character arc of how a character changes as the story goes on.
Yeah.
Mark Miller. So
now is this the real Mark Miller? Not the comic book artist who seems like a douchebag.
Yeah. So to be clear, oh my God, how do we explain this if you haven't read Wayside?
So Benjamin Nushmutt
goes to school. He's a new student in book 2. For some reason, everyone thinks he's Mark Miller.
Yeah, that's his name that's on attendance.
Yeah.
It's a clerical error.
For some reason. And then he's embarrassed of his name Benjamin Nushmutt, so he never corrects them. So people just call him Mark Miller forever. But then, how do I explain this without first explaining
as we have established, there is no Miss Zarves and there is no 19th story.
However, on the 19th story, Miss Zarves has a classroom, which, by the way,
It's
none
like
of this
a Twilight
exists.
Zone, like parallel
Yeah.
dimension that Allison gets trapped in for a few chapters.
Where Mark Miller, because he doesn't exist, as we've established,
He's there.
he is
And
there.
One of the characters, it might have been Joy, one of the characters had made up a baby brother to blame things
that was
on.
Bebe.
That was
Yeah.
Bebe. And Bebe's baby brother, who she made up and doesn't
Yes.
exist, he's there.
Yeah, so it's just like a weird story as an STOREY, a weird floor of the building.
Both of these are true.
Where everything that doesn't exist exists there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's the joke of it. And Mark Miller, I don't remember his actual personality. I think
Also,
he's just like,
that whole bit was kind of like a cool, like, dystopian thing where
Yeah.
Allison realizing that, like, they give us busy work so we don't question authority is like, Lewis, you are speaking truth to power, bro.
oh god. I guess lawful neutral. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
have much of a character.
Yeah, they're-
definitely lawful because
He
he's
doesn't
so
even
thing.
exist.
Yeah, but even in the weird dimension where he does exist, all he does is just follow the rules.
Yeah, he is
right?
lawful, I grant you.
While we're on the subject, I do want to point out that Wayside School, the fourth book, Beneath the Cloud of Doom, it came out 30 years after a previous book, and he wrote it because of Donald Trump. So the whole plot,
Yeah.
and he said as in interviews, he named
Beneath
Trump.
the cloud of doom.
Yeah, is about how it's to teach kids that sometimes it's gonna feel like there's this big cloud of doom above you, but eventually the cloud will pass and food will taste better, and so it's just like give kids optimism to fight like depression caused by current
Yeah.
events.
I also wondered, because it came out in 2020, I wondered if
came
it
out-
also might be to do with
It was no
pandemic.
It
but-
came out. I bought this January of 2020
Okay.
before the pandemic. I worked at a bookstore. I saw this on the bookshelf at my job.
I remember that.
I was screaming.
There's a new one?
Yes, and my coworkers were looking at me funny. I bought it with my employee discount. It was one of the happiest days of my
This
life.
is how I would feel if they announced a Fang Face season 3.
Yeah, this is how Danny felt when they announced Twin Peaks season 3.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
That's a much better
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, I
because
was
they
just-
aren't making a Fang Face 3.
Yes.
They made a Twin Peaks 3, and that was when I learned that was coming. That was a very good day.
So yeah, Wayside School Beneath the Cloud of Doom. To be fair, it is bottom of the. If I were to rank the books, it would be at the bottom. But it would definitely.
still good.
It's still good. It's just not as good as the other three. I don't know.
Low C.
It's just he doesn't do much. He's only in for like one chapter.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a personality.
It's very funny when he
Yeah.
shows up. It's a great joke.
Yeah.
But as a character,
There's
he's
nothing
just
to
kind of
him.
a prop.
Yeah. I don't know if there is going to be anything in it. We'll see. We'll see if there's anything in it.
Maurecia.
Maurecia. So her whole thing, she is in love with Todd. That's a big part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big part. They don't like dwell on it, but like she likes ice cream. She's very nice. She's the one, like we said earlier, when Joy stole her food, and then she went and found the bag of money. She was intent on returning it.
Yeah, she
and then
gives
she
it
is-
to Lewis for the lost and found.
and then they find it, and
The
she is
man whose
rewarded
money it is who
with
lost.
infinite ice cream for life. So
Yeah.
definitely good.
Definitely good. And
Like-
returning the money is
Definitely
a lawful
lawful
thing to
good.
do as well. She also she has like low self-esteem for a while and thinks that like no one there's the whole thing
yeah.
that like the ice cream that tastes like her, and
Yeah.
it's not that it tastes like human flesh.
Yeah.
But she doesn't appreciate it, but everyone else tries, and like, wow, this is such good ice cream, and it's like a point
Because everyone likes her.
he's making a point that like
even if you don't.
you
like
might not
yourself,
value yourself,
yeah.
but you'd be surprised how much the people around you probably like you.
Yeah, and except for Kathy's ice cream, nobody likes Kathy
And
flavored
Kathy
ice
doesn't
cream.
like.
And Kathy doesn't like anyone's ice cream because there's just something wrong with her. She's
Yeah.
just always negative. So yeah, Maurecia definitely
Yeah,
lawful good.
I think so. And
Maybe not S tier, but definitely high A tier. I'd
yeah,
say.
really, really enjoyable, likable character.
Maybe even highest A tier.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, okay. I would feel here. Do you feel like would you like her more than Deedee and Leslie?
I don't know.
I'm making Danny have opinions about a book here. Sorry. Okay.
I just want to get to Mavis.
Yeah, let's just
Baby
leave
Mavis.
it. Yeah, let's leave it here.
All right.
Mavis Jewls, definitely chaotic evil, right?
No. Well, there's the bit when Wendy is listening in on the baby's thoughts, because
Yeah.
Wendy can hear thoughts, and all she gets is just like this pure love.
I think Mavis has to go in absolute neutral good.
Yeah.
Because
When we get into an insight into her thoughts, and all it is love, unbound by words, by grammar, by any rational concepts, because she's a baby, and she feels just pure love for the universe.
Now, to
That's
be fair,
neutral good to me.
I do agree that Mavis should be pure neutral good. Real life babies do not feel that. Real life babies are like, I'm hungry.
Well, she's the
I'm
exception.
cold. Yeah, she's the exception. But I love how the book in the
That's
book
why
universe.
it's worth something, because she's not just like it's not like, oh yeah, all babies are like this. This is a special,
Yes.
uniquely wonderful baby.
Anyways, where do you want to put Mavis?
I don't know, C, who cares?
C. I'm gonna put above Mark Miller because I feel like she's at least more memorable. Miss Mush.
Now, Miss Mush does have one great heroic moment. With the sneezing.
Right. No, yeah, it was Miss Mush who realized that Kathy wouldn't be nice to her, not Lewis. So definitely good. But her whole thing is she makes awful food, and it never.
Well, whenever anyone is willing to taste it, they usually say, "Actually, this isn't that bad."
That's actually a good point, because there's that one thing where it's like she makes mushroom surprise, and then
The surprise is that it's okay.
the surprise is that it's okay, but also it makes you kiss whoever's in front of
Yes.
you. And she's not aware that her cooking is this bad. I think like chaotic good, I guess.
I guess so.
I mean, she is an authority figure, but she just exudes chaos. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we could
She's
put
more chaotic than she intends to be,
Yeah.
but there it is. And she's definitely good because she saves them all from Mr. Gorf.
That's true.
Yeah, she's the one because he's stolen Kathy's voice and he's being agreeable, and that doesn't sound like something Kathy would say.
I would do high B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
because
some very funny gags associated with her.
but maybe not as funny as the freaking dentist lady.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now this is
Miss
one.
Wendy Nogard.
This one's going to be really complicated because she has a complete she starts out as an okay person, then she turns profoundly evil to the point where she is contemplating killing a baby.
Yes.
And then she turns good again.
Yes.
So I'm not sure at what point in the narrative we are ranking her here.
That's a very good point. Because I think the point of the so to explain her character.
She
Miss
has 3
Wendy
ears.
Nogard. She has 3 ears. Her 3rd ear is in her forehead.
I thought it was on top of her head. It's underneath her hair.
Oh yeah, under her hair. And that ear can read minds. One day she falls in love with the man, and she's always insecure about this, and the man's in love with her. But then one day she reveals to the man that she has a 3rd ear. And the man is like, oh, I still love you. But because she can read minds,
She knows he's lying.
she knows that he's lying. And then the next day he leaves her.
Yep.
And because of that, she turns evil. She becomes a substitute teacher for this class.
She also becomes just like a heartbreaker who gets
Yeah.
men to fall in love with her because she can hear their thoughts and knows exactly what to do to make them fall in love with her, and then to make them just absolutely just destroy them emotionally. And I think it's mentioned that the man who leaves her goes on to become
unhappy.
a man who becomes very good at making women fall in love with him and then hurting them. But she's even better at it because she's got psychic powers.
And then just before she's about to throw Mrs.
She's
Jewls'
literally
baby,
about to throw that baby out a window.
she reads the baby's mind, and then it's so, like we discussed, it's so friggin' wholesome that it turns her good.
And then she and Lewis fall in love and start to date.
Yeah, I would say maybe here, because I think the point of her character is she is fundamentally a good person.
Yeah.
But society warped her.
Somebody hurt her, and hurt people, right?
Yeah, maybe God, I don't know, chaotic. Maybe here, just neutral.
Yeah, I think
Neutral
on the
good.
lawful chaotic scale, she's pretty neutral there.
Yeah, because chaotic good implies to me they're sticking it to authority,
Yep.
but she's not. She's chaotic in ways that are evil, but she's also lawful in.
Chaotic good is fight the power.
Yeah, but she's
Fuck the
not.
police.
She's
Yeah. She's a substitute teacher. She doesn't.
And then in the 4th book, she does become an actual well-adjusted adult who helps Lewis play jump rope with the kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that. What an amazing character! By the
Yeah.
way, I just want to point out, if you haven't noticed, Nogard, Gorf, Drazil, which we're gonna go on later, they're all reptiles spelled backwards.
Oh my god! Except for Gorf, which is an amphibian spelled
Okay,
backwards.
but yeah. And also dragons, which do not exist, and so could
True.
be of any
I thought her name was just a play on no good.
No, it's Nogard. It's dragon backwards.
Brilliant.
And also, I don't know if you noticed this, Dr. Pickell. It's because he has a pickle. It's a.
Oh well, the narrative straight up explains that one to you.
Okay.
It says this is why they called him that.
Oh, and also Jane Payne, because she's a dentist.
She causes pain.
Yeah. Oh, I want to put her in like S tier with all the other.
I really
adults.
like her arc. Yeah, let's put her in S tier.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. All the adults were just like two grown ass men ranking adults into.
Also, she's hot.
Yeah. I guess in the books, yeah. But depending on the illustration. So
all right.
Miss Worm, I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't remember this. I think she might be from one of the spin-offs. Miss Worm Waste. Do you remember Miss Worm?
Miss Worm, no.
She. Oh, I think she. Oh yeah, she's from a spin-off. Okay. So I'll probably have to explain this. So there were two books that Louis Sachar wrote that aren't technically canon. They're like spin-off riddle books. So it's all about like these characters, and they're doing like weird math problems and solving like logic problems for kids. Basically, it's basically like just like puzzle books.
Do you remember the Clue books?
No.
Each of them would be like a little short story, and at the end it would say like, so who was it, do you think, that stole the crepes or whatever?
Yeah.
And like your child, you can figure it out by reading the story.
Yeah. So it's not like a mystery.
That kind of thing?
It's more like logic puzzle. So for example, Jane, it's like a bunch of like things that are like it gives a bunch of statements. It's like one of these is true, the others are false.
Okay.
Figure out which one it is. And
I had a book
the
like
statement
that
below
for-
is false. The blah, all that stuff.
I had a book like that for Banicula.
Yes. Oh god, so much nostalgia. Anyways, so her whole thing is she's just on the floor below Mrs. Jewls, and she's just the normal teacher. So I guess it would just be lawful neutral?
I guess so.
Yeah, we don't need you know what, F here, whatever. Okay. Oh, Miss Zarves.
There is no Miss Zarves.
But however,
We do meet her, and she is profoundly lawful. Well, she's lawful evil the first time, but like in the last book, she kind of helps out.
Yeah. So in the first book she doesn't appear. Second book
She can't because she doesn't
appears.
exist.
She does appear, but she's like, it's hinted that she's some sort of like weird demonic thing that's trapping Allison in the 19th floor, and
like-
she keeps them for eternity.
Did you ever read the Phantom Tollbooth?
Yeah.
Do you remember the terrible Trivium?
No.
Who like assigns these tasks that are pointless things, like you have to move this
Yes.
lake over here
Yes.
using nothing but an eyedropper. You got to move all these pieces of sand with tweezers.
I am tearing up from the fucking nostalgia.
The Phantom Tollbooth.
Remember when you were a kid and Trump didn't exist and you didn't know about climate change?
Well, he did. He was just
Yeah.
like that weirdo who appears for 2 seconds.
and all
in
you had
Home
to
Alone
do
2.
was to just read Phantom Tollbooth and Wayside School and Holes and watch Fang Face and Twin Peaks and Watership Down.
Kids shouldn't be watching Twin Peaks. I'm
Anyways.
going to go ahead and make a hot take here. I think Watership Down is a great book for kids. I think it's fine to read with your kids. I think Watership Down is...
I think it should be mandatory reading for kids.
Yeah, I mean, it gets pretty dark in places, but not in a way that kids can't handle.
Yeah. But okay, so the problem with Zarves is, first of all, she doesn't exist. Second, she's portrayed very inconsistently. In her first appearance in book 2, she's kind of like a demonic, weird creature,
like
like
fully
Satan.
She's the archetype of lawful evil.
Allison even muses that she might be Satan and they're in hell. I'm not even kidding. That's
Yes, that does happen.
in the book. And then in the third book, she's like, oh, when I was a kid, my parents always treated me like I didn't exist, and no one cared about me, and I can do all these things, and the society doesn't care. And gradually I became more and more non-existent until now I just straight up non-exist. And then in the fourth book, she is friends with Mrs. Jewls.
Yeah.
So I don't think
And she finally gets the letter that Calvin was supposed to give her.
So I think definitely she's not actually as lawful evil as Allison sees her as.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe slightly, maybe like just lawful neutral.
I'd put her a little evil.
A little evil.
Yeah,
Definitely pretty. I mean, teachers. Yeah, definitely like here. I guess. Yeah.
But that depends on her characterization, which is, as we've established, a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely not good. I don't think she does. You know what? I don't think she does anything particularly good.
Doesn't she help out with the Cloud of Doom at the end?
Oh yeah. Okay. So maybe not.
I can't remember. And they take her. She has like a giant Coke spoon fingernail.
But I think it was implied.
And they cut off that fingernail, and that gets them to 1,000,000 nails, which is enough to diffuse the cloud.
Right.
Because they'd set themselves an arbitrary goal of, like, in order to understand how big a number 1,000,000 really is, we need to gather 1,000,000 nail clippings.
Did you call it a Coke nail?
I call it a Coke spoon.
I don't think they call it a Coke
They
nail
don't.
in the book.
They call it one extremely long pinky fingernail.
But the implication
Which-
she's doing cocaine. Oh, she's doing cocaine in a classroom.
Yeah, just like Ryan Gosling in that movie I didn't watch.
You know what? Add a
Oh,
row
really?
below. Wait, give me a second. I feel like it fits.
Yeah,
I feel like
alright.
it's- You know what?
Yeah,
Yeah? Let's do that.
yeah, Ray will go there too.
Yeah, just the just the being on a joke. In all honesty, though, we probably put her like I would put her like A because she's just like such a memorable,
Really good
figure,
running gag.
and she's always in all these books, and I always love her.
Mr. Gorf,
Mr. Gorf,
the son of Mrs. Gorf.
trying to get revenge because they killed Mrs. Gorf. His whole thing is he steals the children's voices with his third nostril.
As one does.
And then once he steals their voices, his plan... Oh, yeah, he was going
They can't speak anymore, but
Oh!
he can speak with their voice.
I remember, because he was like, you guys killed my mom.
He
So
calls
what
her
I'm
his
gonna do-
mommy,
His
specifically.
mommy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call all of your parents
Yeah.
in your voices and tell them that you hate them, so that way they'll disown you, and therefore you will lose your parents too. It's so fucking, like, psychologically dark
Yeah.
for a children's one.
Also, just the idea of having your voice stolen is,
Yeah.
I think, something that children will feel on a very primal level.
Yes.
Like, oh shit, really?
Definitely chaotic.
Very evil.
I don't think... Because, like...
How chaotic is he, though? Because he loves his mommy, sort
But
of.
here's the thing, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're doing
He's
it for
definitely pure
revenge-
evil.
But his mommy was evil. Like, here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing. If my mom was a serial killer and then one of her victims, like, killed her in self-defense, which is what happens in the books.
Yes.
And then I was like,
essentially.
I'm going to go psychologically torture those victims for killing my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'd be sad that my mom is dead. But I think I would, like, if I were
It's
a
the
reasonable
opposite of in
person-
Beowulf.
Yeah.
When Grendel is killing people, and then he gets killed, and Grendel's mother's like, you can't kill my son just because he was killing your guys. It's like, well, now we're going to have to kill you too, so...
I think definitely chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Maybe
All right.
not as evil as Mrs. Gorf because he's just trying to like.
Oh, I think he is as evil.
As evil?
I'm just asking, is he as chaotic?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Because even though he is an authority figure, I think his goal is not to impose his order.
Yeah, that's true.
He is just to have a very specific personal.
Some
thing.
men want to watch the world burn.
Yeah,
Master
exactly. I will be honest though, I don't really like him as a character. He feels kind of like cheesy and campy to me, to be honest. Like, like sort of like, I'm the son of the previous,
Wayne. Yeah.
and like he's not as interesting a bad
I like
guy
how
as
at first we think he's an
Nogard.
okay guy, and the reveal that he's evil.
Yeah,
Like they're like, maybe he's not related. He says he's not married. Maybe.
yeah. I like the twist that you think he's Mrs. Gorf's husband, but turns out he's her son. But I feel like out of the 3 evil substitutes in that book, he's like the least interesting. He's also first, but I don't know. I mean, maybe like C if you
Okay.
above Mavis, who's just the baby.
He's a character you kind of love to hate, but he's not as much fun to hate as some of the others.
Yeah, maybe with Dr. Pickell, they have the same vibes, kind of. I guess. Do you think?
No, I like Dr. Pickell better.
Okay, we'll put Mr. Gorf there.
Yeah.
He just seems too like supervillain to me. He's not like as Does that make sense?
I guess.
Unless you disagree, but
No, I'm content with that.
okay. Mr. Kidswatter.
He is lawful and slightly evil. He's not that evil.
Okay.
Because he just wants to be loved. He just doesn't know how to go about it.
That's
He
true,
does
I
let them
guess.
bang the gong.
I guess. But he is very much. He does go on the morning announcements and accidentally talk about how much he hates children.
Yes.
His name is Kidswatter.
Kidswatter. He feels like he is himself a child who just never really grew up and is drunk on the power of an adult. It feels like
That's very accurate.
he's in a big situation.
Yeah. my favorite thing, and my favorite thing about these books as a kid is that they make you think. Is he installs elevators.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, so in order to avoid confusion, one of these elevators can only go up and the other elevator can only go down. So if you want to go down, use the
blue
left one.
and-
If you want to go up, use the red one. And then the last line of the chapter is, the elevators worked, but only once.
Because
And
earlier he had said that like if you're going up the stairs, stay on the right hand side.
Yeah.
If you're going down the stairs, stay on the left hand
And
side.
you think about it and realize, oh, you'd just be bumping into
Yes.
each other. And then with the elevator, as a kid, you think
does.
about it and you realize, oh, but if one of them goes all the way to the top,
Yeah.
the other goes all the way to the bottom.
no way for them to-
They're never going to be able to.
Yeah, and the fact that Lewis, the author, not the character, although he implies that they're supposed to be the one guy, if the fact that he doesn't explain the joke
Yes.
is why it's so good.
It's so
He
good
lets
because
you
it
figure
makes
it
you
out.
figure it out. And that's why he also wrote, like I said, the 2 puzzle books.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Brilliant.
Where would you put him?
A.
A?
I
Okay.
really like Mr. Kidswatter. With there's like aviators and
Yeah.
he's always yelling. I feel like if this were a movie, he would be George C. Scott.
Yes!
George C. Scott as Mr. Kidswatter would be amazing.
I feel like there were plans to make one in the 80s, but then they never got around to it.
All right.
And that makes me sad.
Missed their opportunity because he's dead now.
Yeah.
But 80s George C. Scott, like Exorcist 3 era, Rescuers Down Under era, George C. Scott would have been perfect.
That's very accurate. Mr. Pepperadder. So his whole thing...
He's the assistant cook.
Yeah, he is the Smithers to Miss Mush as Mr. Burns. So
Yeah.
I think definitely just like lawful neutral. Like he's
Yeah.
just the sycophant to Miss
Yeah.
Mush. You know, right?
Isn't there something that he does, like, other than just help cook?
Well, the thing is, Miss Mush will say ridiculous things like, "Oh, I want to put a bunch of yellow things into this soup," and then Mr. Pepperadder will be like, "Okay," and then he'll bring
Yeah.
like banana peels
Right, that was
and
it.
peppers and like a yellow,
Which is,
ball.
in theory, a chaotic thing to do,
Yeah,
except
but-
that he's only following orders.
Yeah.
Chaotic orders.
So I think lawful neutral would be like the
That is funny, the way Miss Mush is thinking purely about, like, what colors go
Yeah.
together and not what
I'm gonna put him
what
in
tastes.
F because he's
D.
D,
Let's
okay.
put him in D.
also
He's
just
just kind of a non-entity.
to make sure people don't confuse this as these characters are at the very bottom. I'm just gonna put this 19th is like here. Yeah, okay. Non-existent. We're just gonna randomly have a non-existent tier.
19th is
between A and B.
slightly above half for a
Oh, okay, 30.
30 story.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, there's just gonna be a non-existent tier.
Mrs. Drazil.
Okay, so Mrs. Drazil, she's interesting because she
was
Lewis's teacher. And as we established, Lewis was a bad kid, and so Mrs. Drazil was very mean to Lewis,
And he tells us about this character.
as if she was worse than she actually was.
Yeah, as if she was just this pure evil monster.
Yeah, but in reality, Lewis, it's not that she was perfectly nice, but that Lewis also might have deserved some of it. Lewis wasn't an angel himself. So then one day, Mrs. Drazil becomes the substitute teacher for the kids at Wayside.
I like the gradual realization, like, where have I heard that
Yeah.
name before? Because they set up
Oh,
like
yes.
a whole book ago.
Yes.
It's in like the first book that he tells, or
second book.
second book
Yeah.
that he tells them about Mrs. Drazil. The third book that she finally shows up, and you hear the name, and you're like, oh, where have I heard that? name?
Yeah. It's brilliant. It makes you
Really
remember.
clever.
And remember, there were like years in between these books.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Not for me.
Mrs. Drazil is very nice, but then they realize, she's Lewis's mean teacher, and then Lewis starts behaving.
She forces him to be a student again in class,
and Mrs. Drazil forces Lewis to shave his mustache.
which automatically I say
Yes.
pure evil. Like, how fucking dare she?
Lawful evil here.
Yeah.
This is so funny because there's this great chapter.
Even though we're given some nuance,
Yeah.
like you can't force someone to cut him. That's too far.
there was this one really great chapter where they're like, reasons why Mrs. Drazil had to go. And it's like, and all of them were like, she was nice. She made us cookies. And it's all describing things that she did. But at the end was like, yes, Mrs. Drazil did all these things. However, she made Lewis shave his mustache. And therefore, she had to go.
Agree 100%.
And that's like one of the funniest chapters. Where do you want to put it?
Also, she was the teacher, as we've established, to Jane,
Yes.
who is now Dr. Payne, and Jane, who's also Jane is not a good person.
Yeah.
But the two of them do not get along, and by finding Jane, they're able to
get rid
of
her.
Mrs. Drazil,
Because
who
Mrs.
chases
Drazil-
Jane off
yeah.
into the sunset.
Yeah, Mrs. Drazil just focuses her efforts on Jane instead of Lewis.
This adult woman who one time didn't turn in a math assignment.
I don't know. Where do you want to put it? She is pretty funny.
She's a character you love to hate.
Yeah.
So B.
B. Okay. Like here, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. With Dr. Pickell.
I can't remember Mrs. Franklin. Oh no, she's the librarian.
Oh, no. This is in book 2. Remember Benjamin Nushmutt, right?
Yep.
One day, Mrs. Jewls was sick, so they had a substitute, Mrs. Franklin.
Yeah.
And this was the day when Benjamin had the courage to say that his name isn't actually Mark Miller, but rather Benjamin Nushmutt. So he
and
says,
all the other
I'm
kids
Benjamin.
think like, what a clever joke.
To
I
pull on the
also am
substitute.
Benjamin Nushmutt.
Yeah, and they all say, oh, I'm also Benjamin. And at the end, you're like, Mrs. Franklin jumps in, like, plays along and calls him, wow, you're all named Benjamin. At the end, you're like, oh, hey, so what's your name? And then Mrs. Franklin is
It's
like,
not
Benjamin.
really. It's not really Franklin at all, actually.
Well, no, I mean, no, because that's her last name. She says her first name is Benjamin. So the joke is her name's Benjamin Franklin. But but obviously it's not all. I mean, it could be in the Wayside world. It could be that she's just a woman named Benjamin Franklin.
I mean,
but
you know,
it's just a joke.
if we got this kid's name was Nancy for a while.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Plenty of people in real life and in the Wayside School books, plenty of people are seeing more and more names as kind of gender neutral.
Yeah. I don't know, lawful, good, slightly good. She's a good.
Yeah.
She's a nice substitute teacher.
Yeah, she's
I guess.
perfectly nice.
She plays along. She doesn't let them the kids playing pranks on her get the better of her. You know.
Yeah, she doesn't like try to lord it over the kids with her power.
Yeah, but in terms of characters, I don't know, like here.
C.
Yeah, here maybe.
Yeah.
She's only like one chapter.
Yeah, it's a good gag.
She doesn't
but
make
she's
that
not.
big an impact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Gorf.
Mrs. Gorf.
So like, definitely here, right?
Yeah. I think she might be more on the lawful side.
So I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because she is a teacher who turns all her kids into apples. Now, the reason I don't think she's lawful is because once she's turned all the kids into apples, she says, haha, now I'll never have to teach again.
Well, that's, yeah, all right.
So she isn't like the Emperor from Star Wars.
She's not
her
doing
whole
it
thing
because
is,
she wants power.
Yeah.
She's doing it because she just doesn't want to be around kids.
Yeah, exactly. So that reads to me as definitely like chaotic evil, because she's like, she's
Okay.
not like the Emperor who's like, I'm going to impose my will onto this classroom. You know, she's like, I don't want to be in this classroom. I just want, or maybe even more like neutral, maybe?
I think she's like in there. I think she's maybe a little less chaotic than her son.
Yeah, because her son's like causing chaos with their families.
Yep.
Mrs. Gorf is like turning them into apples so she can retire, basically.
And then, sorry, who is it who has the mirror?
Jenny.
Jenny holds up the mirror. It reflects, turns Mrs. Gorf into an apple, and Lewis, not realizing what's going on, eats her.
Yeah.
Lewis is
That's-
canonically a cannibal.
And also, to be clear, she is dead. Like,
Yes.
she comes back as a ghost. She is actually dead.
The word killed is used.
Yes.
Now, the one thing I don't get is there's the bit when they see her on the monkey bars, and it felt like it was set up for her to like actually come back somehow, and I guess she kind of briefly does as a ghost.
Yeah, in the first book.
I
In
guess
the second
that's-
book, she comes back. But yeah, I don't think she actually comes back as a ghost. Maybe in the fourth book, and I just don't remember it. But like,
No, she's not in the fourth book.
Yeah. But yeah, she doesn't actually come back as a ghost more than once in the
Halloween
Yeah, the
chapter,
Halloween chapter,
they
yeah.
accidentally summon her. So I guess probably just her ghost is what they saw. I think she's a very entertaining villain.
Yeah, I think like high A.
Yeah, all right. This is why I like the tier list as how entertaining they are.
Yeah.
Because how good they'd be to know, I think, is reflected in the alignment chart.
Yes.
This is how much fun they
That's
are
a good
just to
point.
read about.
That's actually a very good point. Yeah. And I'll always remember, it's like you have to wiggle both your ears and stick out your tongue, and you turn someone into an apple.
Yep.
And I can never do that because I can't.
No, I can't remember.
Now, Mrs. Jewls is I'm.
She is occasionally very unreasonable.
Yes.
She's mean to Todd.
Yeah, she's a very.
Gets into trouble for like the most unreasonable things.
Definitely lawful, because she is the main authority figure of all these.
Yeah.
But I like that they kind of show her as not
She's not perfect.
perfect. Also not entirely lawful. She does some things.
Yeah. Mostly lawful.
Maybe like here?
I was expecting, because you said you would, when you were first pitching this video to me, you said that you had strong, prepared opinions. I thought you were going to do the hot take that Mrs. Jewls is pure evil.
Nah.
All right.
Are you kidding? Mrs. Jewls is like one of the... Listen, like, yeah, she's not perfect, but I feel like she's like a really good representation of how kids see adults, where like a lot of the times they're like nice, but other times they can be like very weird. Unreasonably. Don't
There's
really
the one
understand
chapter
why.
when she's just really mean for no reason.
Yeah, because like, it's explained. Nice teachers have to bottle all their meanness, and sometimes it slips up because they bottle it down.
And I'm
so
sure
much.
every teacher who tries their best to be mean can really relate to that.
Or try their best to be nice can
But
really,
That's what I meant.
And I know I love these books because like they read them to me in classroom. To be clear, I read these books before I was ahead of the curve. I was ahead of the curve in grade 4. I read these books way before they read it to us in grade 4.
All right.
But yeah, it was really fun for the teacher to read all these bits about like, sometimes your teachers can be mean sometimes, and that's normal, and it's great. Like definitely A or S, right?
Yeah, I think A.
A, okay. Because even though she is like such a memorable like fulcrum to these
She's not
books,
as nuts.
yeah, she's not as like
fascinatingly
fascinating standing
crazy
out.
as Hobo Bob, whose very existence
Yes.
is just like, mwah. I brought a hobo to school for Chantel. Brilliant.
Yes. Mrs. Waloosh. Okay.
She's the dance teacher?
I kind of... Okay, we'll get to the tier list. But yeah, her whole thing is she's just like a very eccentric, accented foreign, like Eastern European, I think, like dance teacher. With,
I
like,
think she's meant to be from somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, she says her name's Waloosh, but she says it Waloosh.
Yeah, and she gets them all to start pronouncing their W's as V's. They all
Yeah.
start putting on her accent.
I don't know, like chaotic neutral, I guess.
I think she's more lawful because she's...
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's a little weird, but she is just like a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Who just, like, does her job.
I think here, because like
Slightly good because she's nice.
I guess because like Mark Miller is like very lawful and saying I'm gonna do this like meaningless task or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's more like, we're gonna do this a fun way. I'm
Does
the
she
fun teacher.
come back
No,
at all
I don't
after
think
her
so.
introductory chapter?
No, I want to put her in T, honestly,
All right.
because I or like C kind of here.
I think
'cause
C at the highest.
she's like only one chapter. And I do kind of find her like kind of one note, to be honest. I feel like because she's just like, she's the dance teacher with like the funny accent, and she
Yeah,
feels
alright.
kind of like it's like putting a hat on a hat. Like it's like what you would think an eccentric dance teacher would sound like. You know what I mean?
It's a bit basic.
Yeah.
I think D.
D? Okay.
Maybe this was cutting edge humor in the 70s, but it feels a little like, okay, what else?
Yeah.
Myron. I think we ranked Mr. Pepperadder too low.
You do? Okay. Do you want to put him like...
Like, look at that face. Who could stay mad at that guy? Yeah, like in C. He's pretty minor. but-
Okay, yeah. Myron. Okay, I was waiting to talk about Myron. So Myron, if you don't remember, he's the one who was voted class president.
Yeah.
Now remember, these are written in the 70s. They describe him as he has big ears and he was voted class president.
Oh my god!
And now you might notice what he looks like in the 2010s drawing. They made him look like Obama.
They kind of
The
did.
illustrator was like, wait a second. The two character traits of this
2010s.
character, which once again was written in the 70s, were that he has big ears and that he gets voted as class president.
And that he's a basically likable guy.
Yeah.
That we're not going to give him a weird little George W. Bush rat face.
Yeah. So he actually does kind of look like a mix. Now you mention it, does kind of look like a mix between W and Obama.
I don't see it.
Anyways, yeah.
He
so
looks like young Obama.
the illustrator, draws him as looking kind of like Obama. Okay, so he's very interesting. Do you remember Myron?
A bit. He's class president, and he's supposed to
Turn on and off the lights.
and he forgets to do that and loses his job.
He doesn't forget because on the way
He has to do something really important.
Dana's dog gets hit by a car.
Right.
So he has to help Dana take the dog to the vet to make sure it's okay.
So obviously lawful good.
yeah, and as a result, he gets
He was the best
Loses-
president that the class ever had, but no one knew it except Dana.
yeah, just like Biden. And anyways, but the
Biden,
other-
there's a lot to dislike about Biden, but
That's a
Biden
joke.
does not get enough credit for what he got
That's
right.
a joke. But the other thing about Myron is, you might remember book 2, his whole thing is he wants freedom. He wants to be free.
Yeah.
He walks all the way to the basement. He finds the 3 men with the Attache cases, and then they make him free. And then after that chapter, he no longer has to follow the rules. Mrs. Jewls can't make him sit down at his desk.
That's true.
And it's like, so...
But he no longer has the security of...
Yeah, it's all about...
It's very Albert Camus. It's very... We are condemned to be free.
And I always think about that because it's like... And then the chapter with Mrs. Waloosh, he doesn't have to go to Mrs. Waloosh's dance class. Mm-hmm. And he stays home and everyone's jealous of him. But then they have such a good time. They come back and he's jealous of them.
Yeah.
Because he missed out on something fun because he chose to not follow what the authority figures told him to do. It's all these like about the nuances of freedom. So I have no idea where to put
I think he starts out lawful good and moves more toward neutral good when he becomes free. Because again,
definitely good.
He's not trying to smash the system. He's just like Hobo Joe withdrawing from it.
Yes. You're right. So like here, like high neutral.
Yeah,
good.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect place to put him. Such an interesting freaking character.
Yeah. The whole thing about him just becoming free is... I remember reading it and thinking, like, this is good stuff. Like, this is a cool thing to tell a kid. Because I like it that he doesn't get punished for wanting to be free.
Yeah.
That it's presented as, like, well, there's upsides and downsides that come with this. It's not wholly a bad thing, but it's not wholly a good thing either.
And the men with the Attache cases, they explain to him, oh, there are good side pros and cons of this. Are you sure? I want to put him in S tier.
Yeah,
he's like,
I think so.
He's one of the most interesting characters in this entire book series.
Yeah.
Oh, Nancy. Okay, so Nancy's just like, like we mentioned, Mac's girlfriend.
Yep.
Who used to be named Mac.
I like the hair that the very like Sailor Moon cut that the illustrator gave her.
I'm just gonna do like, I don't know.
She's a bit of a non-entity.
She just sort of exists as an extension of wherever Mac is. I think Mac was here anyways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Mac.
Let's just.
She's not as much of a dick as Mac because
at least
she doesn't talk.
Well,
so much.
She did also get a boost in confidence after she got her name switched from Mac to Nancy. So she could be a dick.
We don't know it. So I would move her a little more towards good and chaos than Mac.
Okay, and as for I don't know, I guess we just put her with like here.
Yeah.
Nick. Oh yeah, Nick was just a guy in the non-existent classroom who was like an adult because he'd been there
or
something like that.
That sounds lawful neutral to me.
Yeah, with Mark Miller.
Obeys the rules. I'd put him even more lawful because he has been there longer.
Yeah, I guess. And non-existent.
I guess so.
This is good because I don't want to rank these characters because they're so like there's nothing to them.
They're props to the sequence.
Yeah. Paul. Okay, Paul. He's the one
who pulls Leslie's
has
hair.
The urge to pull Leslie's hair without her consent, and he gets punished for it. So I think this is a good way to teach kids about consent.
Yeah, that's clearly what he's doing.
So definitely like
not necessarily explicitly. I mean, certainly not explicitly in a sexual way.
Yeah,
but like.
He is
just consent, like applicability, right?
I always wanted them to make like an anime adaptation where Paul is just like close up of his forehead, sweating as he's like his internal monologue is like, I must pull the.
That meme of the boy at the desk in high school with it's just like.
Yeah. I think like slightly chaotic evil, maybe. Like, slightly chaotic, not like.
He has some good moments.
Yeah, but his whole thing is he plots ways to circumvent the rules in order to harass Leslie. And then Leslie has to save his fucking ass in the second one.
Yeah.
Paul, you're a bum. Anyways,
I hope he learns his lesson and doesn't end up on a watch list.
Like B, do you think?
C.
Or C? Okay.
Maybe even D.
D?
Nah, let's put him low C.
Okay. Here?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Ray.
Okay. So one day, Bebe, who's another character, is
Ray is definitely evil.
Yes. So Bebe is getting into trouble for like failing class and stuff and not handing her homework. So she creates, and this is a twist. We're spoiling the story. But she she tells Mrs. Jewls that I can't hand in my homework because my brother Ray ripped it up or whatever.
And my parents never punish him.
Yeah.
They are fooled by all of his lies.
Yes.
He's so manipulative.
But then,
of course, Mrs. Jewls is being manipulated by Bebe this whole time.
And by the way, you might notice Bebe Gunn and Ray Gunn.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's cute.
But
Bebe is the only kid in the class to have a last name, I think.
I think so, just for the pun.
Oh, no, Benjamin Nushmutt.
Yeah.
They're the only two.
So I think Ray Gunn, chaotic evil, I guess.
Yeah, because he's tearing this stuff up. He's tearing up her homework, even though he isn't because she made him up.
Yeah.
But he does turn up on the 19th story. So we're imagining if he does exist, he
what he would be like, yes.
As described by her, he is quite chaotic and tears up her homework for fun.
Correct. Rondi. So Rondi's whole thing is she's missing her 2 front teeth, and it's very cute. Everyone keeps telling her, "Oh, your front teeth are so cute," but she's like, "But that doesn't make sense. I don't have front teeth. How can they be cute?" And they're like, "That's what's cute about
Missed
them."
opportunity that her front teeth don't show up on the 19th story.
That's a good
Just
point.
like on the desk, like there were Rondi's front teeth.
That's actually very
That would have
funny.
been clever.
But she does grow. They do grow in at some point.
Yes, and she wants Louis to kick her in the face to knock them out again.
And this is one of my favorite bits because it's like it really shows how this can only work as a written story. So she goads Terrence, which is this other kid, into punching her in the face and knock her teeth out. So she's like insulting Terrence, and Terrence like, "Oh yeah." Terrence winds up to punch, and she like standing there with her mouth open, smiling. So he'd hit her in the teeth. Suddenly she notices a bunch of people are crowding around and saying, "Hey, Rondi grew in her front teeth." And they're like, "Oh, she looks cuter with them." No, I don't think she looks cuter with them. They have a vote, and the majority decide that she actually looks cuter with the teeth. So Rondi is like, okay, I guess I'll keep the teeth anyways. And then it's like, and oh wait, Rondi remembered, and then Rondi ducked. So the whole conversation where people started voting on whether or not she looks cuter with her teeth or not happened within the span of Terrence winding up to punch her. And I love that because that can't work in visual format. It can only work.
I could, through very creative editing, you could have it work.
I feel like it wouldn't be as funny. It's like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
A lot of the jokes in Hitchhikers comes from the fact that it's, first of all, it was a radio play and then a book where you can't really visualize what it's describing. It's kind of the joke. Like it's like,
and that's the case in this a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the humor comes from the wordplay by the narrator and
exactly.
stuff like that.
Like, did you see the Hitchhiker's movie?
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. But, like, for example, my favorite example is if you're reading the book or you're listening to a radio show, it's like Zaphod is introduced. And Zaphod's doing all these things and having this conversation. And then halfway through the chapter, it's just like, oh, and by the way, Zaphod has 2 heads and 3 arms.
Yeah.
So it's just this twist there. And you can't really capture that whole thing in a visual format.
They did their best, and Sam Rockwell is awesome.
But it didn't hit the same. Anyways, I don't know. Rondi doesn't have much going for her. I don't know. Just like lawful, neutral, vaguely.
Yeah.
Maybe more chaotic because she wants to get punched.
All right. Sure. Somewhere toward the middle.
Yeah.
She's not the most. She's cute and she's fit, but my gosh, doesn't she just know it?
Yeah.
But she's kind of her teeth go in non-existent, but until they do.
Maybe here with Calvin.
Yeah. She's a likable enough character, but she's not that. There's not that much to her.
She's like defined by her features. Come on, Louis Sacker. Why are you writing female characters defined by their faces?
I mean, there's plenty of other female characters that aren't.
Yeah, that's true. Ron. Ron's whole thing. I feel like Ron is the most underwritten character because I think his whole thing is that he's just bad at sports.
What about Sharie? Sharie's pretty underwritten.
Yeah, but
we'll get
no. Sharie brings in Hobo Bob. That's Sharie.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
But Ron's whole thing is he's just bad at sports, and then he just refuses to take accountability for being bad at sports, and then he like.
Oh, like me.
I don't know, just kind of vaguely neutral, slightly dickish.
Yeah. All right.
Unless you remember anything. From
Maybe
Ron.
move him slightly more chaotic.
Yeah,
because,
I guess.
I don't know. I think of being good at sports is lawful. Sports is structured. Sports is.
Yeah, I'm so bad at sports that I'm fighting the man.
By being bad at sports. The man wants me to be good at sports.
I want to put him in D, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I think he might have more stuff in the later books, but because I don't remember from the earlier books.
Do you want to quickly look it up in the wiki?
Sure.
Just to make sure we're giving him his due here. It would be a shame
because the first book is the one that introduces all the characters.
Yeah.
So that's obviously what we remember more.
It would be a shame if later on we realize, oh, he had that one amazing scene and oh, we've done him dirty.
Yeah.
What a disservice.
He teases Deedee.
All
He
right.
teases people. He experiences some difficulty admitting to being guilty. Okay, yeah, he's just the
All
guy
right.
who refuses to take accountability. He's just a bad boyfriend. Ron,
Yeah.
ladies, and people who date
When
men,
Ron is old enough to date, if he hasn't changed a lot about himself and done a lot of growing up, don't
date Ron. Speaking of people you should not date, Sammy.
chaotic evil.
But is he evil though? What does he do other than just try to sneak into?
Yeah, that's evil.
Okay, chaotic like here.
Yeah, he's not pure evil. But
Yeah.
I think he is pure chaos.
He is pure
Does it?
chaos.
He like insults Mrs. Jewls.
That's true. He is very mean. Yeah.
He calls her like what
A bunch of mean names.
Yeah, a bunch
I
of
don't
mean
know.
names.
But yeah, Sammy's a dead rat. Okay, I know you can't
Sammy's
tell.
a dead rat.
And I know it doesn't make any sense with what we're saying. He is a dead rat who dressed up in a bunch.
He came up from the basement. There's a lot of dead rats that live down there, and he got a bunch of raincoats to pretend to be a kid.
And then Mrs. Jewls keeps removing his raincoats until at the end all that's left is a dead rat, and she throws a dead rat out. So yeah, Sammy is a dead rat. Where do you want to put
S
Sam?
tier,
S tier.
absolute top of S tier, best character.
Above Hobo Joe?
Yes,
Hobo Bob? Okay.
it's close, but Hobo Bob's great. Sammy the dead
Oh,
rat,
gee.
mwah, best character, best character.
Oh, jeez. Sharie. So her whole thing is she sleeps a lot. She
Yeah.
once falls out the
That
building.
sounds pretty true neutral to me.
True neutral. She brings in Hobo
She
Bob.
does bring in Hobo Bob, which
Um,
makes her at least slightly chaotic good.
Yeah, so like here?
Yeah, all right.
I think that's good. I don't know. Like,
I would put her in C if it weren't for bringing in Hobo Bob, which is
Okay.
enough to knock her up to D. B.
okay. Like that's good, do you
B.
think? B?
Yeah,
Okay.
put her in B because she brought in Hobo Bob.
Okay.
And the existence of Hobo Bob is great, but the fact that he was brought in as a show and tell is what really makes it work.
I'm just gonna put her here just because like I
Yeah.
feel like these two only appear in like a couple chapters. So I feel
Yeah.
like since she's been there from the beginning,
Although she's rarely actually mentioned in the narrative.
yeah, because she's always just sleeping
somewhere sleeping.
Yeah. Steven. So Steven's whole thing is that he once accidentally dyed his hair green by being in a pool with too much chlorine.
Like Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah, except it stayed.
Yes.
And then one day he comes dressed as a goblin to a Halloween party, but it turned out he was taking it too seriously, and no one else came dressed as a Halloween.
Yeah.
Which happens to me, at least at some point.
Okay.
I take Halloween very seriously.
Same. I love Halloween.
I don't know, like, I mean, okay, he takes Halloween rules very seriously. So
Yeah.
lawful neutral?
Yeah.
Okay. Cause like,
He's one of the more out of focus characters
yeah.
overall.
Oh, and then slightly good maybe because like what happens is Mrs. Gorf shows up, and then he's like, "Oh my God, a ghost! Finally, something else that's Halloweeny other than me." And then he hugs Mrs. Gorf as ghost, and then Mrs. Gorf dissipate. How do you mean? Dissipates?
Disintegrates?
Whatever. Like whatever.
Dissipates.
Dissipates. Yeah.
That's the word you want.
But-
See,
yeah.
he's kind of a non-entity. He's not an in-focus character like Deedee or Maurecia.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him above Joe though. I feel like his green hair thing makes him more memorable. to
all
me.
right.
And I like Halloween. Who's this? Sue. Sue? Oh! Sue is from the puzzle books, like I said. So her
Okay.
whole thing is she's just a normal kid who just shows up. She's like basically like if a normal kid reading the Wayside School books showed up to the Wayside School books.
Okay.
And then she's just like, wow, this is so weird. How do I do this math problem? Wait, but if that's true and that's false, but then that means that's false, and if that's false, then this is true. How can both statements, blah, blah, blah.
All right.
Anyways, I don't know. Lawful neutral?
Sure.
Yeah.
Slightly. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know the character better than I do.
I don't know. There's nothing to it. And, yeah, probably just like F. Like another one of those
Really?
who... Because she's only like a
All right.
spin-off character. Doesn't do
Yeah.
that.
I remember Terrence's big weird face, but I can't remember what he does.
He just kicks people. Oh, yeah.
Right.
He like remember when he was the one who was gonna punch Rondi's teeth out?
Yeah,
He's just super violent.
all right.
You give him balls and he kicks it over the fence.
Right, he's the one who keeps kicking the balls over the fence.
And then in the end, Lewis kicks him over the fence.
Yeah.
Which even though Lewis kicks a child over a fence, I don't think we want to put him
No,
in evil.
in context, that reads as just like, you get what you give, kid.
Yeah, because Terrence deserves it. So evil, chaotic, like here, I guess? Like with Kathy, I think.
Yeah. More chaotic, less evil.
Okay, I guess it's fair. Yeah. And I don't know, just here.
Sure.
You don't seem to remember him much. So.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's just that dick. Oh,
these are the guys with the Attache Case?
yeah. What is up with? Okay, so I think their existence is that they're kind of like a parody of the idea of there's this like conspiracy,
secret men behind the scenes,
behind everything, and it's another thing about like the world from a children's point of view.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who grant Myron freedom.
Yep.
And it's never really explained what they are.
And also, they're the ones who are there at the school when it's closed for Saturday.
Yeah.
They're not mean.
They're not. They're like the power. It's like Mr. Kidswatter is like the face, but they're who actually hold power.
Yeah, they're like the school board, I guess. But they also are kind of like the fates from Greek mythology or something. They're kind of, they exist outside of time and space.
I guess they just have to be lawful, like perfectly neutral,
and maybe
right?
slightly good. No.
Well, they do. Okay, they do. They are nice to Ms. Zarves when Ms. Zarves is about. But it could also be that they're manipulating Ms. Zarves because they need her to teach, to not quit.
Yeah, I think they're lawful neutral. They're like gods of fate.
Yeah, they're like almost supernatural about them.
I think B.
B? Okay. I'll put them with Jenny.
They're weird and interesting.
Yeah.
And one of them has a mustache.
Yes. Danny likes mustaches.
I have always liked mustaches, even when I was a kid. I'm very happy to have one now. I wish I had had one longer.
Todd.
Like 4 longer. I'm happy with the length of my mustache, but I wish I'd grown it sooner.
Yeah, Danny's like, I wish I had one when I was 8.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I'd be the coolest fucking kid.
Speaking of the coolest fucking kid, fucking Todd.
So Todd's the one who keeps getting sent home early.
Yeah.
But he's not, in theory, he's misbehaving, but a lot of what he's doing is perfectly innocent stuff.
One thing that I do think was kind of uncomfortable. So you might notice Todd is black. Now, originally, these were in the 70s. He wasn't depicted as black. Now they made him black. And it's like, his whole character is that he gets unfairly picked on by the authority figure, Mrs.
for
Jewls,
everything. Now, admittedly, that is not. There are plenty of other black kids in the class for whom that is not the case, but I do see your point.
Yeah, how it's like, I don't know, because now you're kind of making Mrs. Jewls. You're raising questions.
Makes her look kind of racist.
Like, are you lawful good? Are you sure about Mrs. Jewls? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, but yeah, like there are a lot of other students of color in her class. In this illustrator's,
she just kind of has it out for Todd for no reason.
Yeah. So
also, Todd is voiced by Michael Cera in the animated series, which I assume is before the books came out, and therefore before Todd.
So he was white. Michael Cera did not voice a black person.
Why don't we just have Michael Cera play Shaft? Hey, Shaft, what's going on, baby? Oh, nothing. Let's find some hoes.
But yeah, so Todd, I don't know. I mean, he does follow the rules.
He tries.
But he just gets in trouble.
The rules don't follow him.
Maybe, I don't know, neutral good?
Oh, relatable.
Yeah, neutral good.
Slightly good.
Yeah, because slightly lawful good. He does break the rules sometimes. Yeah. But it's not that he never breaks the rules. It's more so that Mrs. Jewls only picks on him when he breaks the rules.
When everyone is breaking the rules.
Okay, and
B?
B? Yeah, okay.
Who's Virginia?
Oh, another one of those non-existent people. She's like the oldest one.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's like as old as Miss Zarves herself.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like all same as here. Maybe more good. I don't know. And then we don't even remember her, so let's just non-existent. Yeah.
Xavier Dalton.
Oh, that's the guy who was dating Wendy. But then...
Oh, yeah.
He's actually super superficial. So Xavier Dalton, he was in love with Wendy, found out that she had a third year. He couldn't let his shallowness... Jesus,
he was horrified by it.
The thematic depths of these characters.
And I love the moment when she reveals the third year to Lewis, and he's just like, cool.
And what I love about that is like, she's like, the narration is like, Wendy did not need to read Lewis's mind. She knew he was telling the truth.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my heart,
it's fucking beautiful.
These books, man. Anyways,
every now and then, like most of it is just like witty and fun, and then every now and then they just get you right in the feelings.
They're just like freaking.
Anyway, this guy sucks.
He's a neutral. He's not like evil. He's just a dick.
I think he's the way he's described, because we're told like after they broke up, he broke a lot of other women's hearts.
But I think it's implied it's not okay. I'll be like more chaotic. But I think the implication is he thought he was in love with them, but then he could never love them the way he loved Wendy. It wasn't like he was going out of his way to break. I think that was my interpretation.
Pass me the book. Xavier got over his shyness. He went out with lots of women, but broke each one's heart. He could never love any of them. There was a hole in his heart. Oh yeah, it's okay. It's that he never got over Wendy. Yeah. You're right.
He was in love with Wendy, but he didn't know it.
So he could never be
happy. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, so like...
So yeah, he's not doing all this because he's cruel. He's doing it because he's a broken person.
Yeah.
And it is his fault, and he does suck. Ladies, stay away from Xavier Dalton. But it's not out of malice. It's because he has problems he needs to work on.
I hate the way that you...
I'll put the clip of...
Remember an F tier?
Yeah, fuck this guy.
And I know we said this was about their entertaining as characters, not about what we feel about them as people. But no. Specifically, fuck Xavier Dalton. You don't even get that. Ooh, Allison.
Allison is at least a bit chaotic good because of the whole 19th story sequence.
That's true.
Which is, frankly, kind of chilling.
Yeah.
That whole sequence when she's trapped in this place that doesn't exist. And the whole bit when she, like, no one can see her. Yes. Like, that's some Carnival of Souls shit right there.
When is the next eastbound bus? When does the next bus leave? I must get on it.
And by the way, remember how I compared this to Lewis Carroll? Alice in Wonderland. Shit. And then she, finds herself in this weird place. And
I'm sure that's deliberate.
Yeah, that's deliberate. But yeah, like chaotic. Pretty good, actually. She is a pretty good, nice person, I think. It's
now her most chaotic moments, she's chaotic because she has to be, because she's under extreme circumstances.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, she's not especially chaotic.
That's true.
I like that illustration of her. She looks like, what the fuck is going on in front of me?
She definitely has the most, like, protagonist syndrome of these, because
when you say protagonist syndrome, do you mean that like she thinks of herself as the main character?
No, I mean that she's
okay.
So you know how like protagonists tend to be, I don't want to say boring, but the least eccentric character.
Yeah, they're the most relatable and grounded.
Like, sorry to make a J.K. Rowling reference, but nobody's like favorite Harry Potter character is Harry Potter. You know what I mean? He's like
nobody's favorite Star Wars character is Luke.
Yeah,
everyone likes Han or Chewie or R2 or somebody.
So that's weird because like I feel a lot of connection to her as a character.
I think she's not the wildest personality, but I think she's very effective as an anchor character.
Yeah, kind of like Myron, kind of, where it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we want to put her in like almost S tier or maybe A?
High A.
I don't think she's.
What else does she do other than that?
That's a good point.
Those few chapters. Can you open up the wiki again?
I remember in her first one, it's kind of like she's just kind of like wandering around school, giving her stuff away. She gives her apple to like someone who forgot her lunch.
Oh yeah, so she's very nice.
Yeah. Okay, little personality. She's a helpful student. She always tries to say something nice. She's competitive with Jason. Oh yeah, that was like the main ship is Allison and Jason. They're the main. They don't actually get together.
No, they're children.
Yeah, but
people who watch shows where the main characters are kids and ship those kids with other kids sicken me.
Hey, sickens me.
Okay.
If you're someone who cares deeply about whether Bluey is going to end up with Jean-Luc or Mackenzie, you're weird and creepy, and I don't want to know you.
Okay. Anyways,
these are children.
Oh god. Okay. So Allison's whole thing is she is like if kind of like Sue, where she's like if a normal kid went to Wayside.
Yeah.
Except she's more interesting than Sue because she goes into the 19th floor and she has all these like adventures and she learns.
Yeah.
That's sort of the point
and
of
she
it.
rolls with the strange.
Yeah, she learns to roll with the strangeness. I think high A is pretty good for her, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I think these two, Myron and Allison, are definitely like the protagonists, the main the audience point of view characters.
Why did the show make Todd the focus?
I think because Todd, well, first of all, he's one of the earlier chapters in the book. So I think when they're writing the book,
Okay.
we have to adapt this. Who should we? Todd. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Also, because the show even plays the fact that he's always getting in trouble and stuff. So it was a nice sort of like way to get the audience to sympathize with Michael Cera.
Okay.
And in the show, Maurecia, who is Todd's love interest, is always on skateboard and has blue hair. And this was way before Scott Pilgrim.
Now, I will point out Ramona Flowers uses roller skates, not a skateboard.
No. The roller skates in Wayside.
You said skateboard.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Roller skates and has blue... We'll put a picture. So, yeah, this is the proto Scott Pilgrim.
Dang. If I had a nickel for every time Michael Cera fell in love with a girl with blue hair and roller skates, I'd have 2 nickels.
That's true.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Although, to be fair, in Wayside, it's the girl who's like weirdly stalkerish to him.
Oh.
He and also Michael Cera only voices Todd in the pilot. They got a cheaper actor for the rest of the series.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Michael Cera got his start as the voice of brother of the Berenstain Bears.
what?
Berenstain Bears animated shorts, the little cartoon show that they did. Michael Cera was one of several kids because there were a bunch of different shows, but he got his start voicing Brother Bear from Berenstain Bears.
Could you hurry up, please? I'm going to ask for help. I'll be right back. Hey! Don't leave me here with all your... stuff.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I would have heard that growing up.
Quite possibly.
Jesus.
Also, one of the Peanuts cartoons, you might already know this one, Lucy, was voiced by a young woman named Stacey Ferguson.
Oh yeah.
How can he support a wife? He sleeps all the time.
And here's the bad one. Brain from Arthur was Steven Crowder.
What?
Yeah.
Steven Crowder was
Yeah.
Brain from Arthur?
He's not as smart now as that cartoon
You
animal.
just brought down this. Okay, let's finish this. I need to.
We
take
can
a
cut
moment.
that. I know.
I need to take a moment.
Now, he wasn't Steven Crowder the whole time.
Okay.
The
that's
child
right.
actors kept aging out and being
Yeah,
recast.
that's fair. So Bebe Gunn, I think, is just gonna go with Ray Gunn, because
she is responsible for all of that.
because in the book when Mrs. Jewls is calling Bebe's parents, and she's like, "Oh, Ray, your son Ray is so bad."
Who's Ray?
They're like, "Who's Ray?" And they also say, "Yes, that does sound like Bebe." So Bebe,
Yeah.
when the version of her brother that Bebe creates is actually just herself.
It's Jekyll and Hyde.
yeah.
It's not that they're two opposites, they're flip sides. It's that one contains the other.
Yes. Oh Jesus.
Now, there's also the whole bit about how she's her drawings. It's not that they're especially good. It's that she is, because that's the pun of her name. She's
Yeah.
a quick draw.
Yeah, she draws really fast. And then the lesson is, it's not how fast you can draw. It's about like the actual
quality
drawing,
of the
how
art.
much you put effort into it. By the way, AI artists, read Wayside School.
Yeah, and then go fuck yourselves.
I shouldn't even say AI artists. AI prompters. It's like freaking saying writing something in Google Images makes you an artist. Like, why does that? I'm not an artist if I type in, pretty tree into Google Images and it creates a picture of a pretty tree for me. Why would I be an artist if I did the same thing? But
If
in
I go to a
ChatGPT?
restaurant and I say, I'd like a hamburger and here's how I'd like it done, and they bring it out to me, I can't say like, boy, I sure cooked a good hamburger.
Yeah, by giving the prompts.
I can say like, yeah, I know what the right ingredients are. I have come up with a setup I like, but I didn't make it. I am at best the commissioner? The patron?
Something like that, yeah.
The guy who was married to the woman who posed for Mona Lisa doesn't get to say, wow, what a brilliant artist I am because I hired a guy to paint my wife.
Yeah. And Benjamin Nushmutt, his whole thing is he's shy because of his name.
He gets over that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
And unlike Mac, doesn't turn out to be an ass.
That's true. Maybe just like same level as Mac, but like more neutral. He doesn't do anything
Something more
particularly good. Does he? He
he's
gets
a good
over
kid,
yeah,
basically.
He teaches kids to. Oh, by the way, where do you want to put Bebe?
Oh, I think Bebe is A tier. Bebe is a great character.
Bebe is very fun.
Because the lesson she learns about art is cool, and also the whole bit with making up Ray, like that's brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
If we look up what does Benjamin Nushmutt do other than gradually reveal his name?
We've gone from defined by their features to defined by their
We've
name.
established that he is the only person. He does not try to prank. The substitute teacher. He's just completely honest, but all the other kids take that as a prank because they're so used to pranking substitute teachers.
Yeah, I don't think he actually appears in the other books. So
He's there, but he's
there.
kind of in the background.
I don't know. See, I mean, he was a big part of the second book, though. Maybe like that's C is too hard.
Yeah, all right.
Maybe a higher. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
there. Another shy. Let's put the Shy Guys together. Put a picture of the Shy Guys.
From Mario?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have no idea who he misses.
She looks like a Far Side illustration.
And by the way, this is not the same artist as who did these ones.
Oh yeah, I remember because her last name is Walrus spelled backwards.
Yeah, I don't remember what her deal is. She's just the librarian.
Was she
right?
the librarian?
So lawful.
And she's a musician.
Ooh.
Or there's something weird and quirky about her. I can't remember what it was. I like her because she's a librarian.
Yeah, I feel like librarians are by definition lawful good. No, you've met some bad librarians.
I'm trying to think of some bad librarians.
Okay, so her whole thing is she enjoys seeing how much they enjoy books.
Oh yeah, she's the one who ranks the books, who organizes books entirely by how long the book is.
Yes. Also, in the fourth book, they're doing she's like facilitating a test, and then she realizes that Deedee misinterpreted the question, so got the question wrong. But she's like, I'll let it slide. I think that's what it.
Yeah.
Something like
so
that.
That's. I'm happy with.
Maybe the most lawful.
I mean, she does arrange books in a really weird way.
Okay.
That's a little chaotic.
Okay, so like here, same with. I think she should be on the same level of good as Lewis.
Yeah.
Maybe just like here.
She's not quite as good as Lewis because no one is.
Yeah, I guess.
In fact, I think we need to move Lewis up a bit.
Okay.
He was a bad kid, but as an adult.
Yeah. But as here, I guess because he.
Oh no, she's B.
B, really? Okay.
Yeah, like the whole bit about arranging the books, and I will admit to being biased because she's a librarian, and I'm hoping to be a librarian myself.
Okay.
That's I don't think I've told you, the viewer, about this. That's new lore dump about Danny. Is I've got my master's in libraries. I want to work at a library. If you own a library, hire me.
Yes, no matter where you live in the world.
Except I won't move to the United States.
Yes.
Iran, maybe. North Korea, we'll talk if the money's good.
Okay, I'm just looking at it to see. Okay, so let's just go over our S tier instead of going through everything. Okay, Sammy the
Hell
dead rat.
yes.
Hobo Bob.
Hell yes.
Lewis.
Yeah, great guy.
Myron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Myron's terrific.
Danny wasn't that excited. I love Myron so much.
Myron is less like hell yeah and more just like Myron.
This is a fascinating character.
Yeah, he's got a really good arc. He's thought provoking. He's less funny. He's just great.
Sorry.
Jump scared you.
Miss Nogard, who almost kills a baby but turns out to not be so bad.
The baby saves her.
Joy, who, once again, when I was a child, I had a crush on. Not anymore.
There is something, especially with female characters for some reason, there is something really compelling about she's just in it for herself.
She's like a femme fatale.
Yeah, people like Catwoman. People like...
Yes, she's Catwoman. Joy is the Catwoman for like grade schoolers. And Eric Bacon.
I feel like we might
No.
bump him down to A, although he does have some truly wonderful moments.
He has the most fucking badass
Yeah.
chapter where he's just like sticking it to the man. Okay, yeah, let's move him down to A. I think that's
Oh, but very top of A. He's better than
very
Mrs.
top.
Jewls.
Yeah, very top of A. Definitely one of the most.
Because that moment, I grant you, is so fucking cool. He might as well just come in there wailing on a saxophone with sunglasses on, just like...
He puts his feet up on the desk
Yeah.
as Mr. Kidswatter's interrogating him. He should pull his dick out and just like take his shirt off. Like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it, bitch? Okay.
It's like, you can't do anything to me. I don't care.
I think that should be it for this video. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our video about Wayside School along with Holes.
We've
Watership
spoiled a
Down.
lot of stuff here,
Watership
but it's
Down.
they're really good books, and we recommend.
Yeah, this is just us gushing about things we watched and read growing up that had a lasting impact on us. So I
Yeah.
think this is the most wholesome video we've ever made.
And as the takeaway, if you're a person who ships child characters with each other, go fuck yourself.
Okay, well,
We're wholesome.
bye, guys.
Bye.